The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. It is Tuesday, June 1st, 2021, years after zero. Big show, big show. Shout out to Twine for that beat drop. Let's get this thing started. I hope you all had an incredible weekend. We took 3 days off. Got a chance to kind of chill, relax, reset, and potentially get, beat up by people in the entertainment business because of the Miles Teller situation, which we will talk about in more in depth at some point. A lot of that this weekend. I was in some articles this weekend. No big deal. Daily Mail. Some other entertainment stuff. I was attacked by some entertainment fans for the things that occurred with Miles Teller. We'll dive into that situation later whenever AJ Hawk joins us, who is potentially connected to that whole thing. Kind of hilarious that I found myself in this, and a lot of things might come of this. We'll see how this whole thing goes. Also, it is June 1st. This is a massive day. We've been talking about this day due to the business of the NFL for some time now. There were already trades made that were deemed post-June 1 trades. There's contract changes that happened today that make a lot of players potentially more affordable for teams to trade for in the NFL. More specifically, Julio Jones. Even more specifically, Aaron Rodgers. And numerous others. Who knows what's going to happen? I believe if we were reading the information right, June 1st, today, we thought there'd be, maybe some action. How you doing? Keep it moving. Everybody moving and grooving. You take this, you take that. All of a sudden, everything gets cheaper for everybody because it's already June. The summer has started. Oh, Memorial Day happened. The sun is good. Hey, and everything's cheaper. Let's go ahead and make moves. I guess today is more like a purgatory day.
Yeah.
I guess it's like the pre-June 1 means actually pre-June 1. And then post-June 1, I guess it just means June 2nd.
Yeah.
I think if I've been reading accurately. So us being excited about June 1st, it turns out a little bit premature.
Okay.
What we were pumped about is June 2nd, but hopefully some shit will pop off today. Can't wait to cover that also. The NHL is still happening. The Boston Bruins stink at Boston Connor last night. A wild loss to the New York Islanders in overtime, and it seems like Tuca forgot how to play goalie there at the end. And, are you guys dead? Are the New York Islanders about to do what they did to the Pittsburgh Penguins, unfortunately, to the Boston Bruins, or is this just all a fugazi?
It was an absolute fluke, Pat. I mean, let's start with Tuca. Tuca's hurt, okay? The Islanders, I'm pretty sure, ran into him. He pulled his groin or something. Now he's all messed up.
Really? You need your groin, by the way. Hey, they actually call it a butterfly stretch.
Exactly.
And the butterfly technique is what they play in goal. That is a groin position. You got to be able to bounce around back and forth on the post.
Exactly.
You got to be able to go down to the ground, get back up, and that's all groin popping.
That's right.
You're talking about twerking with pads is what goalies have to do.
Yes.
If he hurt his groin, that's problematic. That means the New York Islanders going to coast right on by the Boston Bruins.
Over. Definitely not, because our backup goalies are better than whatever they have between the pipes on the other end of the ice, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, Sorkin wasn't even playing last night. It was Varlamov, the other guy.
See, he got a win, too. So that means you're in deep shit. There's two of them over there that are pretty damn good. Can't wait for you to continue to tell us what's happening in the playoffs of the NHL, because it's over for me. Penguins are dead. The NBA is also happening tonight. LeBron James plays, huh?
Oh, yeah.
LeBron James playing tonight. For him to score 30 points and the Lakers to win tonight in the playoffs, which would make you think like, yeah, that should happen like plus 520 or something like that right now on FanDuel. Massive odds. Does he stink? I'm going to be honest. I've not paid attention at all to the NBA playoffs. I think it's tough to watch some of the games that don't have the fans. Like whenever I watch the Knicks play, and they spit on that guy, and Trae Young is doing it's pretty fucking quiet up in here, that whole thing. It's hard to watch other, arenas that aren't the same way. It feels like more and more open. The NHL, I think there's a lot more packed barns over there.
Oh, yeah.
But the NBA without fans, I think we watched during the bubble because, Uncle COVID forced us.
Of course.
like COVID said, hey, this is what you got to do. And we were just thankful for something to come on TV that was new because everything was stopped. But I think once I seen fans again, I think it changes the viewer experience.
Absolutely.
I think the NBA needs its fans back. I think some of the games are a little bit more boring than what the games with the fans in that I know nothing about. I watched Derrick Rose ball out.
Yeah.
Just because Derrick Rose, shout out Derrick Rose, big fan, but I watched strictly because of the environment there. It was awesome to see. I think the NBA is going to need that. I think they're wishing those days are like right now for the fans.
Yeah, this weekend was the first weekend for Boston, both hockey and basketball having full stadiums. I think a lot of these teams that haven't really done it yet will this week hopefully get those full arenas.
The NBA guys, too, remember, their benches.
Man.
Their benches, whenever I used to sit on a wood.
Whoa,
okay.
whoa.
Yeah, feet on the wood, okay,
Jeez.
with the Indiana Pacers, which means I was very close. That's mostly because I either paid for them or I got somebody else's tickets that were left behind, or the Pacers would hook me up. Very nice of them. But whenever you would see the players, these were the biggest dudes on our planet.
Oh, yeah.
Like a collection of the biggest dudes on our planet. Aside from professional wrestlers, I think the NBA teams are the biggest dudes, a collection of biggest dudes on earth, just super tall. They're crammed in there whenever fans were there because all those seats are worth a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Those are worth a lot of money to sit down there. Hey, you could maybe even get insert name of player who's 7'2" sweat on you when you're sitting half an inch right behind him in the middle of his fucking game where he's potentially getting a cramp and you should not be as close as you are. But guess what? $1,000, you can sit there right now.
Okay.
And they sell out all those for the entire season. It's now that they've had the COVID where they've been able to, kind of get their own little areas.
Get comfy.
Kind of get comfy out there, kind of chilling. I wonder what it's going to be like getting them all. Hey, listen, now you remember when you used to sit on top of each other? Yeah, we're back to that. Even more so, actually, because we need to make more money.
Jeez.
The transition back into the post-COVID world is going to be just as interesting as, going into it. And now the stoppage is the most insane thing of all time. But coming out of it here, it's going to be wild to see what changes, what doesn't change. Ty, go ahead, pal.
Well, like you mentioned with the bubble, too, they had, the alternate broadcast, so it almost didn't feel like it was in, that event center or whatever. We're just getting the traditional broadcast back now, so, when there aren't fans in there, it is just... It doesn't feel like that. It feels like a scrimmage almost.
Yeah, it really does because we're in that little high school gym and then the whole thing. But, if LeBron James is playing tonight, I'm going to watch.
Absolutely.
I mean, that thing starts at 10. I'm going to see at least the first quarter.
Especially with these fans. I mean, you never know what's going to happen at these, the Lakers-Suns game. Who's going to run on the court tonight,
Hey, fans are going crazy everywhere.
Yeah.
Every sport. There was somebody who jumped on the court, jumped up and smacked the backboard. I assume gave a fuck you to somebody, then got tackled and promptly kicked out and probably banned forever. Popcorn thrower in Boston. Philly, I'm sorry. Popcorn thrower in Philly, banned. Water bottle thrower in Boston, banned.
Oh, yeah.
Spit person in New York, probably going to find out who that is because there's a lot of pictures, banned.
See ya.
You're talking about a lot of people coming out of quarantine they've been playing these video games. Okay, they've been investing in NFTs, of these players.
Oh, yeah.
They've been thinking about what they've been wanting to say in a minor league baseball park down there in Corpus Christi, playing against the Midland. Oh, if I would have been able to pull that, the brain would have been on fire after this 3-day weekend, but I could not do that. A pitcher who's down 9-0 in a game, pitching for Midland. I don't know what the fuck the name is. It's a minor league baseball team. He pitches. He beams somebody in the face of the Corpus Christi squad. Okay, they're up 9-0. Team didn't do anything about this headshot, but there was a fan who was not happy. He jumps over whatever little fence they had to keep him out of there. He goes right up to the pitcher and pushes him like he's going to fight the pitcher. The rest of the team come. Nobody throws any punches somehow. The guy gets a hero's applause on the way out. He's rallying the troops. He's banned forever.
Yeah.
It is insane coming out of quarantine how people are feeling. You go to a live event, there's going to be some live action, boss, is what it feels like. And I'm here for it. Now, there's a lot of players that are not happy about this.
Sure.
The NBA players are not happy. Can we? This isn't a circus.
We're not zoo animals. Okay.
Can we just play? And by the way, very much understand that because the NBA, just like I told you where I was sitting or where people were sitting, they are in the game. The fans are very close. So you're just trusting that these people have the best interest for everybody that are sitting right there. And you're paying these players a lot of money. But as a spectator, it feels like at any given time something can pop off.
Yeah.
and I don't know how long this is going to last. I assume that it'll continue. I don't know what have the European folks gotten back in it. I assume they're going to do some shit. I mean, the European whites will do some real shit whenever they get an opportunity to. I'm excited for this whole thing. And then remember when the NFL stadiums get packed out again.
Look out,
we got another wave. You know how they talked about COVID? Like, hey, wave 5 is coming. Wait until it's the wave 4 of fans getting back into public places. And those fans are NFL fans. And those fans are at the top. They are in there. They use SeatGeek to get their tickets. They're back in there. And all somebody has to say is just one thing. And that becomes a full melee. It seems like we beat COVID, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We beat COVID.
Yeah.
Everybody's back. Woo! Everything's back, it feels like. I can't believe we did it.
It is, though. I mean, like, I think there's been a fight at every single Major League Baseball game this year. There's a new video that comes out every day of just some guy getting his head just bounced off a seat. It's wild.
That Dodgers guy,
Astros
guy, I mean, he was like starting a fucking lawnmower on that guy's head, dude. And then all of a sudden he walks off, by the way.
Yeah.
That guy gets up. Was he not hitting? Was he selling those? Like, was he? Because he got started yelling.
He was stumbling around, but he looked like he was ready for round 2.
Oh, I'm excited for people's excitement to be back in public.
Yeah, the NFL fight fans are going to be next level.
Insane.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody said something too. You got to remember, at all times, somebody said something.
Hey, the Chiefs stink.
Whoa.
What'd you say?
I heard him earlier too.
Yeah.
Remember him earlier?
Insulted my wife earlier.
Remember, he walked right in, then at the concession, what'd he do? Yeah, fucking cut that fucking guy
Get
right
him.
there. Hey, you got one more, pal.
Yeah, kids should not be able to sit in the upper bowls because it is a war zone up there.
Right now it is. And they have like a code orange and a code yellow and everything like that. Let's just assume the top bowl at the NFL is going to be a code red for a little bit.
At all times.
Yeah.
And we're not 100% sure. No. We're not 100% sure. And maybe it's just like the top of the bowl or whatever, where people are the most dedicated and most loyal, and also potentially cheapest tickets, so people from out of town who want to cheer for the away team are potentially sitting up there. And maybe there's big time tailgate group that's sitting up there. So what's that mean? Well, there's been some cocktails that have been concocted to put them into a situation where they're feeling as if this son bitch does something wrong, we all got to answer for it. Social media in real life. Hey, social media in real life. You got to know that is possible out there. You will get slapped. Which leads me to. Oh, I'm not. You guys laughing.
It'd be a perfect segue.
No, you guys.
Pretty good.
I want to let everybody know the Miles Teller situation is a very active conversation piece around the office and group text and all weekend. I would like to let everybody know that. It was handled so weirdly.
It was a wild situation.
Very odd.
It's no laughing matter, though,
No.
Right.
If you...
Guy got jumped.
You know what I mean? But why did he answer me? Why didn't he answer... My only question is, why was I the one... For as lack of professionalism this show probably displays every single day.
Sure.
Okay? I feel like I read every report that came out.
Yes.
I never heard a clarification or correction on the other side of that at all. So... somebody gets popped right in the mouth. I'm like, well, I heard today, that's actually a pretty, to his credit, that's a good SEGUE, which I'm not 100% sure what that is still to this day, but I know it's a real word because he used it. But then he answers me, and says, hey, actually, I got jumped by 2 people, which is terrible.
Yeah.
I want to let everybody know that is terrible. That is not cool.
No.
I know it's not. But the information that I had at the time was that was not what happened. And I appreciate him answering me and correcting me, but I just wish it maybe would have happened earlier so that because there was a 2-on-1 match at the end of the night. You know what I mean? So that would have been I would have actually been able to spin. You know what I mean? Like
double back.
Yeah, I would have been able to spin. I thought about it, by the way. I thought about it while that match was happening. I was like, I could do this again. But also, why was I was kind of torn on how to feel about the entire thing. And I could have, but instead, if I would have heard the correction and clarification of the report, TMZ, by the way, I don't have Maui cops calling and telling me what's going on. Aloha, I throw shakas, dude. Okay, I go over there. I think in the places I've been in Hawaii, I think I'm pretty well liked in the places I've been. Not everywhere, though. I don't know everybody over there. I don't have anybody calling me, telling me that stuff. So I was just kind of confused. Hope Miles Teller is okay.
Yes.
Happy to hear he's all right. And I hope the investigation, comes good because Hawaii doesn't want that shit happening either. That is nothing like what I know of Hawaii. Mm-hmm. 2 people following somebody in, jumping them, beating them up. Like, that's not Hawaii. So I hope it gets settled. But boy, It's been a wild situation. I was in fucking E. They wouldn't even use my name.
Yeah.
They're burying me, not even using my name. Daily Mail says, professional wrestler Pat McAfee says blah, blah, blah. It's like, I mean, okay. All right.
Rookie of the year.
I was rookie of the year. I mean, I get it. But I was nowhere near I was not the baby face in this. I was the bad guy in this whole thing. I'm like, I didn't make the report. It's not. But then the way you hear it all come out, I kind of understand. I'm happy he's okay, by the way.
Well, that's why we were taking it back, too, is because we just figured, given the fact that, like, he knows AJ, he knows Aaron, they've both been on this show a bunch of times. It's like, okay, you understand kind of like the vibe. Like, and it was a Friday. There was nothing. That was the biggest story of that day.
We let off the whole show.
We had to. But, so, like, when he was like, oh, shit, he actually took major offense to that. I just figured that, AJ or someone would have been like, that he just got what we were doing, that you weren't trying to, I want
to let you know.
salacious about it.
I want to let you know. I don't know, Miles Teller, okay?
No.
I thought there was a chance because he tweeted that he was signing with the Packers earlier.
Yeah.
He's with Aaron. He knows AJ. Okay, I was under the false pretense that I could potentially make light of a situation that has been reported. So that's 100% my fault. With that being said, I won't do it ever again.
Okay.
But also,
TMZ.
Come on, I'm not the bad guy.
Is that how you spell segue? Segu? Because I've read that thing 10 times. I had no idea what that word meant.
I'm not 100% sure. I used it back, though.
Yeah.
It was a good seg, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
It was
I thought
great.
it was pretty good. Actually, I should have waited a little bit longer. But as soon as it popped in my head, I used it because Montez Ford actually bounced right back after that, so I didn't even get a chance to really completely cap it off. But it's all right. Let's get to a break. We got Ian Rapoport joining us.
Here we go.
Hey, listen, we're June 1 right now, okay? Post June 1, a lot's supposed to happen allegedly.
Okay.
Ian will know. Hey, won't he?
Ian knows.
He better.
If not, we'll call Jay.
That's right.
Immediately.
We will call Jay immediately. Hope everybody had a great Memorial Day, by the way. I put out a post. I had my phone away for a lot of yesterday to hang out around the house with the wife, It was nice. A nice little good. Worked on my golf.
Oh, how is it?
Hey, I think I got to move.
Oh.
I think I got to. It feels like it's coming out of my pocket too, and I'm hitting like a nice draw in the backyard.
Whoa.
Will that translate onto the course? Not 100% sure. Who has the time to go golf? I don't know. But it was a nice day. Put out a tweet and just reminded people like, hey, you don't have to be pro-war to be pro-warrior. Remember that. So I think everybody who has ever served that I have met had best intentions when signing up. Like, hey, going to do. Now, as we learn more and more about the world, we have no idea who's doing what and what's, there's a lot of shit going on. But you don't have to be pro-war to be pro-warrior. Hope everybody had a great Memorial Day. Big shout out to everybody that is, signed the line to say they'll go. Say they'll go. Some people don't make it back. Some have passed since. We appreciate them all. Back in 4 minutes, 1-833-4-McAfee. We'll chat with you after we chat with Ian Rapoport, host of Rap Sheet and Friends, which is currently on hiatus.
Oh.
See you in 4 minutes. Cheers. That opening kickoff in that Super Bowl you're referring to with the Colts, Hester takes to the crib. You having a little bit of a heart attack there?
Very bad decision, Pat, on my part. All week up in Indy, we're practicing, and we know he's their number one threat. They don't have a lot of offensive weaponry. They win with defense and special team. So for the whole week, we're in Indy. We're not going to let him touch the ball. We practice squibbing to the corners, bouncing the ball, high kick, pop-up kickoff, punt it out of bounds, everything to not let him touch the ball. We have a chapel service, and the chaplain talks about David and Goliath, and he says, hey, the reason David beat Goliath, he wasn't afraid. Everybody else was afraid. David ran right at him, threw it right between the eyes, and it was over. And I started thinking, we're acting like we're afraid of Devin Hester. So I told the team on Saturday night, I hope we lose the toss. We're going to kick off. We're going to kick it right down the middle. When we pound him, they'll know we mean business. It's going to be over. We kicked it to him. 12 seconds later, he's in the other end. Sideline, he's looking at me saying, what idiot decided to kick the ball to Devin Hester? But fortunately, the last 59 minutes, the team made up for it.
Wait until they see the tone we set on the opening kickoff.
Yeah, that was it.
I bet you Vinatieri was sitting there.
I don't know if that's such a good idea.
Pretty big breaking news.
Oh, no. What's that? Oh, he got God. Oh, he got God. He got God. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Tony. Gordon Schefter. Get to a goddamn break. Can't happen. Oh, can't win with it. Oh, no. Everything I just said was wrong.
It would have been cool though if it was right.
It would have been cool, wouldn't it? Diggs just got a darn Schefter.
Oh my God.
It was at Ultra Weed Hater.
Oh.
He got Cockiner. What was it doing on my timeline?
Bro, McCockner's just jujuing on me.
The Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
Welcome back to that show. It is an absolute honor. Jeez Louise, dude. I'm having a fucking day, huh?
What are you talking about?
I mean, I got burnt this weekend. Oh. I had my spray tan already on.
Yep.
For some reason, I thought since I had the spray tan, didn't have to put sunscreen on.
Makes sense.
Went outside, did my thing, golfed, hung out. The back is just maybe like 4th degree burns on my back.
Isn't that the whole purpose of getting the spray tan?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, okay, I'm already at the tan level now, so I don't get burned anymore. Why don't they just add in SPF into that thing? Who knows what else they're spraying on me? Just add in some SPF 50, maybe even 30 in there. I'm going to need it. I'm in a bad spot, but not in a bad spot as a man whose life is about to get pretty active, I think. Hopefully you'll be able to give us some information on this massive June 1 designation trade and contract move news. Joining us all the way from, I think, New York, I believe.
Really?
East Coast. Yeah, he's not a West Coast guy. He actually went to the Knicks game last week. Ladies and gentlemen, host of Rap Sheet and Friends, a podcast which is on hiatus, an insider for NFL.com and NFL Network, Ian Rapoport. What's going on, Ian?
What's up?
How you doing?
You mentioned the Knicks game. I don't know if you've noticed this. I mean, you got a lot going on with tanning and golf or whatever. But the Knicks won when we were there and have not won since. I don't know if you've been following along.
Oh, so you should tell the Dolan guy that you're the good luck charm. Have him bring you and your wife in there and put you courtside next to Tracy Morgan, huh?
I mean, you'd think it would be obvious. No, I must also, I've never lied to you. I wouldn't do it now. We were not courtside.
Yeah, we saw. I saw you posted those photos. Yeah, I knew that was tough for you.
We were, I could see the courtside.
Yeah.
I could see, McEnroe and 50 Cent.
Wow.
And,
the guy
a couple other celebrities who I thought were important, but I didn't recognize. And then there was a couple rows up. Then it was us.
No, yeah. Then there was a couple rows, I think. We saw the photo.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, but we could see the floor, the whole floor.
Well, the thing about your seats are, if they put you, and I told you this day of, if they put you like 6 rows back on floor on fold-out chair, where you were much better than that, because at least you were elevated, you know what I mean? As opposed to having to just sit right behind somebody who's potentially spitting over top of you, I guess. That place was awesome. I'm going to let you know, Ian. I actually said in the open. Yeah. See, you're up. Look, right down there is courtside. Yeah. It's awesome. Look at you. Those are good seats.
Wow.
Hey, let's go, Ian. I said this earlier that it's been tough to watch other NBA games actually after watching that particular night in Madison Square Garden. It was awesome there. It was electrifying.
I mean, and I've missed so much of live sports, and the last year and a half I don't know if you read about this, but has not been that much fun.
Oh yeah.
Being with fans,
COVID.
And I'm even not a huge basketball lunatic. It was amazing. I turned to my wife 2 minutes in and was basically like, is this crowd going to be like this for the next 2 hours? Because every single thing, I could feel the energy, and I haven't been in anything like that in a while, and it was unbelievable. And I'm, as you guys know, not a big gambling guy, but I do hear that the home team sort of gets the leg up when it comes to odds, favored a little bit as opposed to the away team. And during the pandemic, none of that mattered. You could see how home court advantage would actually really matter being in a crowd like that. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think so, especially in an airborne virus pandemic where somebody spits on somebody who's playing. That could have taken them out completely. You know what I mean? Hey, let's just go ahead and let's make sure Trae Young can't play the rest of this thing. Let's get him something that makes him real tired real quick. Let's spit some COVID on him. I think that's an aggressive move. I don't know if everybody's going to be able to pull it off as we go forward, but did it feel cool? So what was it? And you don't have to say anything or whatever, but I believe the reports were it was half vaccinated, and then the other half was socially distant or whatever. How did they prove the vaccination thing? And is the NFL watching along with all this stuff happening, thinking this is why they believe they're going to be able to be full capacity whenever it comes to fall time?
Yeah, so it was interesting, and we sort of learned how to do all this on the fly. We got our seats. I was asked, "Are you vaccinated?" Yes, we're both fully vaccinated. Okay, well, you'll need to show that. And in New York, we have it's called Excelsior Pass, where basically you show I am fully vaccinated. So every different seat had specific locations for an entrance. So where we were walking was all fully vaccinated people. We showed our little pass. We got a bracelet like you're getting, in the VIP section of the tunnel or whatever. We walked in, and we were wearing masks, but with all vaccinated people. Our section was all vaccinated, so everyone could take their masks off. And then there were other sections that were masked, and then there were some more spaced out sections. So there's sort of 3 different things. And as you got closer to the court, you had to wear your mask just in case, someone has something, even though they're fully vaccinated. And, Spike Lee was wearing a mask because he was courtside. That whole section was in mask. But it was interesting, and definitely a different way to do it.
This is something now coming off the heels of, the rollout 25% capacity at some places, 0 at some places, yada, yada, yada. Through all the different leagues, there was different rules everywhere. The NFL, though, I think it was the Super Bowl press conference or maybe shortly the first owners meeting afterwards, they said, we're going to be at full capacity next fall. It was something Roger Goodell said, and I actually overreacted, and I was like, Roger Goodell's not just shooting from the hip. Roger Goodell is a guy who knows what he is saying. He is one of the best speakers I think our society maybe has ever seen. That is why he is so good at what he is and what he does. He cannot answer a question while answering a question in the most profound way for 2-3 minutes. It's amazing. But then when he says something alluding to full stadiums, it's wait a minute. Raj isn't going to say that if he doesn't think it's possible. Why was that? Why did he say it then? Why are they so confident now? And why hasn't Indianapolis and Denver come out and said, yeah, we will be at full capacity as well? Or have they already done that and I just hadn't heard it?
No, I don't think they've done it. And it seems like, I believe I have this right, 30 of 32 have sort of passed their, qualifications or had their plans passed to be full go, and they expect the others will, but it just they haven't yet. So it seems more of a matter of logistics and timing than anything else. But you're right. Like, I kind of had the same reaction you did when Roger Goodell came out and said stadiums are going to be full. There's no way he says that unless he knows. Like, think of all the things he didn't say during the pandemic. Like, they basically, the league wouldn't look like 2 weeks in advance. You know, like, they were so cautious, wanting to make sure everything happened before they actually announced. Like, for him to say that, you know, you knew that he had to know. And I would say, based on where we are with the amount of people getting vaccinated, the rates in the country are like taking a major dive. I check every night before I go to bed, just out of habit. And they are, you know, the COVID rates are going down. Deaths are going down. Like, it's all headed in the right direction. It does seem like it's all going to be okay by the time the season starts. It doesn't seem like there's going to be, you have to be vaccinated to buy a ticket. And in some places, New Orleans, for instance, has come out and said they're not going to do that. What I don't know is who's going to have to be wearing masks and who isn't. Like, could it be like the Knicks game where no masks if you're fully vaccinated, but masks if you are not? That's what I don't know yet.
Ian, are you saying we beat COVID?
I'm not going to declare victory. But I mean, that thing seems to be on the ropes. I'll just say that.
Thank you, Ian. That'll be on the ticker. That'll be on the ticker.
Just credit me. Make sure
I will say Ian Rapoport, NFL.com and Rap Sheet of Friends says that COVID's on the ropes.
Yes.
And that's big news. Let's talk about some other things that are allegedly on the ropes, okay? We've been talking about this June 1 designation time for these contracts for the last couple weeks with Julio and Aaron and whatever other situations around the NFL. Are we going to see things happen today, tomorrow? Are conversations happening in these big stories? What is your feel for everything going on?
So you're right. Obviously, today is sort of today at 4 is a big deadline, and for a couple teams, Broncos, for instance, they get some salary cap relief, and will probably allow some teams to sign some more rookies.
Okay.
I just don't know that it's going to be like I hang up the phone with you. I mean, watch, it probably won't.
Well, you
I
did
hang
that
up the
last
phone
time
with you, and Julio gets traded. I don't think it's going to be because it's not a real deadline. Like, it's like a cap deadline. But Julio's not showing up in Atlanta anyway, so it's not like they need to do it. Like, the only real deadline to me is training camp. So, like, a deal could get done this week, sure. Falcons didn't trade him before the draft, so if they're going to be, holding out for a better pick, if they're going to be that patient, like, they may not trade him this week either. But this is sort of the first opportunity we have to see, like, does some team go, we're going to up our offer a little bit, we're going to do the deal, we're going to make sure we get him, and we're just going to move on there. This is like the first chance we get to see that.
Okay, so there's been a couple articles now that have come out. I think Matt Schneidman of The Athletic was the first one. He came out and said that the Packers are okay with calling Aaron's bluff. And then they've even dove into how much money it'll cost Aaron. And I think it's only like $6.8 million out of his pocket back to the Packers that he would have to pay for them to get a part of his signing bonus that he allegedly didn't earn, maybe much like a Calvin Johnson situation. But he could lose out on like $23 million or something like that. Is that an overwhelming feel around the league that they're going to do that? Is there, because this June 1 designation with the money potentially being saved for the Packers if they were to trade him, do you feel like there's no chance Aaron Rodgers gets traded at this exact moment, or what are your thoughts on that situation?
I don't feel like it's a very good chance he gets traded at all. I mean, if you're going to do it, which, again, I don't think they will, you would have done it before the draft just to make sure you're set. And the best value for draft picks is when you're about to use them. Like, if someone trades for a 1 next year's draft, like, that's great, but you're not going to see it for a full year. So, like, congratulations, but there's not the instant gratification you get from doing a deal right before this draft. So, but I don't think the Packers are doing it anyway. And yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, if he retired, would have to pay back $23 million in a signing bonus, which, I think it's 11.5 a year. If he becomes a host of Jeopardy, I would imagine the salary would basically take care of that. And that would be it. I don't see it more as calling his bluff. I see it more as they are trying to work something out and nothing matters until they do. So, like, they know he's not going to show up. will they fine him for missing minicamp? Like, maybe, but then if he signs a new deal and this thing gets handled, they'll probably end up giving that money back and baking it into a contract anyway. So I think it's more they're trying to make this right rather than calling his bluff.
Ian, there are a couple reports out there right now that says Urban Meyer kind of fancies Tim Tebow as like a Taysom Hill type. Are you hearing that as well? And does that mean that he's basically going to make the roster no matter what?
I am hearing that. I think that's, and I use the term tight end because that's sort of what they're called. But like, it's more really like H-back. I mean, I don't even know like what. I mean, I don't know what position Taysom Hill plays, but we should sort of come up with a name for it, I guess. Like special teamer / tight end / H-back / quarterback / gadget guy. Like,
running back /
PP.
PP / coach's best friend, too.
Yeah, right.
Urban and Tebow, though, they do.
Anyway, you should spend your time this summer as things get slow coming up with a name for the Taysom Hill position.
Smart.
But I do think we're going to see Tebow do that. And, is he going to make the team? I was told 50-50. But he's got the head coach in his corner. He's obviously being brought on for a reason. They had, I don't know if you call them tryouts, but they watched multiple workouts. I would imagine they think that he's going to make it if they sign him. So we're going to see some Tim Tebow things. So that Tebow jersey that you bought,
I wasn't the only
everyone
one.
Else, you could wear that.
Yeah, I wasn't the only one. Top 2 in merch sales right now. Justin Fields is in 3, 4, and 5, and it's because the Chicago Bears have a white jersey they're selling. I assume another option. They have 3 options for the Justin Fields. I assume if Tebow had 3 options.
True, by the way?
Yeah,
that
look.
Fields is that high?
Yeah, he's 3, 4, and 5. We got this information from somebody on the internet, so it's definitely true. Fox.
Yeah, I agree.
Fox put this one out. Yeah, probably gonna get a strike for showing this picture. That's gonna happen though. Yeah, but anyways, he's absolutely dominating. Ian, quick question for you about Tebow. What if he goes on to be the Super Bowl MVP? Will there be any conversations about him maybe growing down as the greatest of all time?
I mean, I guess those conversations are ongoing anyway. But he went to a playoff game.
Yeah, you're right, and beat the Steelers. By the way, nobody ever talks about that.
I was there.
You were, I bet you were. You're great at your job. Been around a long time. Know a lot of people. Is Roger Goodell thinking about investigating Urban Meyer being an accessory to an assault last night in his office? Or 2 nights ago? Has that been talked about with Urban Meyer handing over a laptop? Does he even care about the Jacksonville Jaguars? By the way, just handing over his playbook,
depth chart
just
on
handing
there.
over the whole thing. Has Roger Goodell talked about this?
Handing over the playbook, knowing you're going to smash someone with it is a little different. I'll tell you what, I thought, and I think Urban Meyer will do a good job in Jacksonville, but I underestimated his acting ability before he took the job. Like, I should have thought of that. But I thought he killed it. I was sold completely.
Wait, what do you mean? That really happened? He wasn't acting.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Oh,
Chris Jericho came in.
Yeah,
got 2 footballs. Okay,
that was Chris Jericho.
Oh my God!
Rap sheet.
I mean, I've been watching.
No.
Yeah, rap sheet. The Bills converted some of Stephon Diggs' salary today to clear like $8 million in cap. Are they getting in on Julio Jones, or is that for like a Zach Ertz or someone else?
I viewed it more as, I mean, they have some big-time contractual priorities of their own, like a Josh Allen contract. And, if that happens, and it's obviously something they've talked about wanting to work on after the draft leading up to training camp. So, like, we're sort of getting in that wheelhouse there. If that happens, there's going to be a big signing bonus. Cap-wise, I don't think it's going to kill them, but, like, my sense was they're preparing for more of their own things. Now, with Ertz, like, I know there's been some interest, but if it doesn't happen before the draft, I don't get the sense that I don't know that is still active. I mean, I know they've had some conversations, but I don't know that that's still active. I think this was more Bills for their own guys.
Hey, Zach Ertz fought that dude before the season last year. Wasn't that the rumor? They had a heated altercation or something like that. Him and Howie. Did that happen?
There was some yelling.
So
there was some very real real man-to-man discussions. I think at the end they sort of came to whatever, but they haven't traded him yet, and obviously last year was a down year. Like Howie has said, they could keep him. again, they haven't traded him, so I don't know. I have a hard time imagining they would release him, and then would he show up to training camp? I got a lot of questions with that situation, but hopefully that comes into focus some point soon.
Ian, last question. What's going to happen here? Are we going to have anything to talk about? Is there going to be? I heard June 1 was the day. Now here we are in June 1. Then I heard, well, it's not June 1. It's actually 4 o'clock June 1 because that's actually June 2nd. It's like, is anything going to happen? Is anything going to happen, Ian? I mean, you said maybe you'll get a text, maybe you won't. You seem to once you get off the show.
Well, let me check. No, nothing yet.
Damn. Yeah, what are we supposed to do?
I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem. I've called, say, several people today. I have not gotten the sense that anything has really, really picked up. And what's weird is even with the, there's been like...
They're tweeting him. The Titans are tweeting Julio every day.
Yeah, come on.
Every day, Taylor Lewan. Hey, come to the team. AJ, come to the team. Like, there's nothing going on. There's some teams interested, but the Falcons want draft picks and players, so nobody knows if that's going to happen. Who's saying no to the Falcons, and who are the Falcons saying no to? Do you know any of those?
I would think the Titans would probably be in the mix. I know the Rams had some contact with them. 49ers had some contact with them. I mean, everyone's interested. It's just to give a first-round pick for a player of that age.
You do it.
The whole thing last year.
You do it. Is that what everybody's saying? You're saying everybody's saying that it's because of his age and what happened last year? That's the overall.
And the contract, guaranteed, a lot of guaranteed money. Like
$17.3 million, right? I think it's like 12 and 12.3 and then 5 for the next year.
Yeah. It's a hefty contract. I mean, I think a deal probably ends up happening at some form or fashion. The price is hard. I mean, I think it could happen, but like it might take an injury to another receiver to spur this along because I don't even get the sense those conversations with the Falcons are that recent. It feels like we're just finding out about them now.
Wow.
It's all for guys.
Sorry.
So it's all fake? Everything's fake? It's all
not fake, but just,
So what do you think he's going to end up going for? I've said this from the beginning. Somebody's going to trade a second and a third for him, and there's going to be 31 fan bases that are like, "What are we even doing? How is Julio Jones not worth it?" You think that's what it's going to be?
I'd say that's in the ballpark. I mean, they like a 1. I know that. Does that happen? I'm not sure. I mean, a 2 and a 3 to me seems like that would be a pretty decent deal. It's trades. Football trades are never.
Did we just make a trade? So if anybody's listening that potentially has a little bit of juice, fucking a second and a third, hand them over.
That's it.
You get Julio Jones for 1 year. How come that has not come into conversation, Ian, whenever you're getting your information? Do you ever fire back with like, yeah, but he's Julio Jones. So, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it's Julio Jones. Julio Jones is the, aside from Julio Jones guy, whenever people describe who's the best wide receiver. And does that never come up? Do you ever say that? How come you don't ever go to bat for Julio in there?
All I have to do is roll out his resume. I mean, I would agree with you. I think if someone does that deal, they would be very happy. But just the problem is that so many of the really, really good teams have done well by amassing young, cheap talent rather than old, expensive talent. Maybe the old, expensive talent could be sort of the cherry on top, which obviously if you trade for Julio, that's what you hope. But the value is not going to be great. You have to just do the deal knowing, like, we're going to get Julio and we'll worry about everything else after, which that's why teams like the Rams are interesting because they have acted like that. Like, we'll give our 1 and we'll worry about the future in the future, and we'll just – it's like they go all in every year. But I think people have stopped sort of ridiculing them because that does work on some level for the Rams.
All right, Ian. Well, I appreciate you so much, man, for joining us. I just wish you would, maybe talk some sense into those people that are telling you this information. If you get a chance to chat with Ballard or Ursay or anybody giving you information, I don't know if it's them or not, just let them know that Carson would love them. Hey. Carson would love. Carson would be on his Bobcat, okay? Yep. Tilling the land here in Indiana, all right, doing his thing, knowing that he's got, aside from Guy, just right out there with T.Y. right here. I mean, just let me know if that happens, Ian, okay, please.
And a Bobcat is a boat?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rapoport. All right, thanks, Ian. All right, go into your subway, pal. Yeah. All right.
Indiana.
Go into your apartment. Do what you got to do, all right? Good internet. All right, go down the stairs, take your dog outside, go poop in a fenced-in area.
Mm-hmm. Have fun.
Okay? I'm just letting my dogs roam wild out here.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I also got called out by some zoologists on the internet.
Oh, for what?
Well, there was that fawn that was on our property that was in Jay's backyard.
Mm-hmm.
It was a mama deer, okay, gave birth to a baby deer.
Okay, Bambi.
And I don't want to get into the whole birds and bees things. I don't think old Uncle Pat needs to be the one that says anything.
No.
But whenever that happens, there's a lot of blood and stuff that goes on. This particular mom decided to jump into my brother's back fenced-in area for his dog and give birth there. So Jay had to pick fawn up because lion-sized pit bull that is Jay's pet was actually doing the bop it with the nose thing for what is you. Jay thought the size, by the way, Jay thought his dog had potentially puked. Okay.
Oh.
So that's what the pit bull was outside. Pit bull, very nice dog, did not attack it, but so we had to pick it up and move it. Jay lets us know. We come out, we see it. How you doing? Get a chance to pet a deer. Okay, this is pretty cool. Save a life. How you doing? Keep it moving. I posted it. I got attacked.
What?
Okay. There's some documentaries that people watched, I guess. I murdered that fawn, I was told.
Whoa.
Okay, because
He's fine.
Yeah, no, Jay, I murdered it because the human scent got on it, and the mom will now leave it to die.
That's
because,
rabbits. It's not deer.
Well, yeah, and also, these are the same deer that eat the corn, like literally on our property.
Yeah.
Me and the mom, by the way,
Good pals.
we probably know each other pretty good. I assume we've had a couple moments, that mom and me. So we know each other. So it was nice to prove the zoologist wrong that the fawn is back in the group, okay, roaming around. But boy, I was getting attacked. Not only that, and then the Miles people.
Yeah.
I think they kind of teamed up together. I was getting attacked all
Fighting
weekend.
a two-front war.
It was a long weekend. I was getting attacked, but here I am. You know what I mean? Fawn's alive. Miles Teller got his real story out. Who cares if I was on the blunt side of that whole thing? You know what I mean? Got his story out. Hopefully those people get arrested, and hope everybody had a great Memorial Day, man.
Thank you, Pat.
I'm just doing what I got to do. You know what I mean? I'm just doing what I got to do.
I'll tell you what you do. Next time that mama deer comes around for that corn, you take out that crossbow and
No. See, you're the person that these people who are attacking me should have been attacking. Okay? I am not your enemy, folks. I got a whole goddamn zoo on my property.
Yeah.
All right? Somehow they all sing at night, too. It makes no sense. These cicadas.
Oh, my God.
Cicadas.
These goddamn cicadas. I can't believe.
What are they arguing about?
What did Fred say? Yeah, there's some mouthy sons of bitches.
Sounds like the cicadas moved in next door.
Oh, man.
Ridiculous.
17 years they've been waiting.
Yeah.
They come out of the ground up into these trees and they just yell and yell and yell nonstop. And you just got to hope that the trees, they decided to birds and the bees talk again. They fucked around and then went in there 17 years beforehand. You just got to hope that that's not near your bedroom or your house because they are loud. But man, it's cool to see them and hear them mostly.
Yeah, I'd love to just take a flamethrower and get rid of all of them. But
every single one.
Yeah, but it is nice.
Yeah, it is nice. Yeah, that they made their return.
Yeah.
Why aren't the birds and the bees teaming up against these things?
Well, it is interesting because it feels like the birds should just be eating the shit out of these things.
Yeah, like, hey, I'm sick of this.
And just kind of the way this whole thing goes. But the birds have let us down, I think.
Big time.
These cicadas should not have existed as long as they did. I mean, they were hiding for 17 years, okay? They were a patient group.
Yeah.
All right? They were like Secret Service. They were Navy SEALs.
Yeah.
They were Special Forces laying in wait for 17 years. Then they popped up and said, we're going to ruin everything. And they started yelling. Whenever they breached the ground to come out for 17 years, shouldn't we have had our own Special Forces out here just plucking them off?
Yeah.
Should the birds not have been seeing these things? They're loud.
They're loud.
They're loud. And I've heard birds got good ears or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how they didn't see these things and just shot.
Yeah.
We should have 700-pound birds flying around with how many cicadas have made it out here. Yeah. But instead they're what? Sleeping on the job, running into cars, getting dumber now. These fucking birds.
Well, and that's why it's hard not to think about, hey, are these birds real? Because they're just
okay.
all these cicadas.
Let's
Just,
get to some phone calls
do their
here.
thing.
Let's go to, geez Louise. Let's go to Philip in Texas. Philip, what's going on, bub? Jeez.
Hey, Pat. How you doing? How you doing, boys? Shout out.
Shout out you, dude. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to get your thoughts real quick, Pat, on the Cowboys. I'm a lifelong Cowboys fan since I was a youngling, but it seems like
hey, Philip, they
things
stink.
go wrong every fucking year.
Hey,
man.
Philip, they stink.
Yeah, I know, man. We fucking suck.
Yeah, you didn't deserve that, by the way. I just wanted to say that to hear your reaction, just to see if there is any self-awareness down there. Why is it every year? They got me a little bit last year and the year before that. Not as much as they got A.J. Hawk, though. A.J. said he thought they were going to be in a Super Bowl for the NFC. Why is it every year that we all kind of buy into the hype? Now, you're a diehard fan. You have to. But why is it? Why do you buy in every year and think it's going to be the year?
Pat, Jerry Jones needs to fucking retire, Pat.
Why is it his fault? Why is it Jerry's fault?
We got to get some better fucking decision-making down there, man. I don't know what the fuck it is, bro.
Okay, so you're just saying top down. We need something different, something new.
Yeah, man. But, hey.
I think Jerry owns the stadium.
The show's fucking awesome, Pat, man.
Oh, thanks,
I appreciate the call today. It's my birthday, so I want to give a quick
happy
shout-out.
birthday. Happy birthday, Philip. Way to go, man. Shout out you, dude. Happy birthday,
dude.
Everybody blames Jerry. It seems like that's the local narrative, is that Jerry needs to be run out of town. And they know a lot more than we do. But from outside, it's like, seems like they always have a good roster. Seems like Jerry makes them a lot of money, owns a stadium, does his own thing. He's awesome when he speaks. It seems like he's awesome. He does, I guess he's a big swing. He gets Cowboys on national TV every single week, basically. Yeah. So why is it his fault? And then you start hearing like, oh, maybe it's because they sell tickets to practice where anybody can get in there, and then
coaching decisions.
That whole thing. I'm like, okay, maybe that's the case. But Jerry seems to have some great qualities as well that seem to get forgotten about because of all the...
And the odds makers and the bookmakers, they think it's Big Mike's fault. He's at the top of the list this year.
Oh, my God. I completely forgot that. Odds makers have put out first coach to be fired odds. And Mike McCarthy sits atop everybody 7-1.
It's not fair.
Then Vic Fangio 8-1. Sorry. Nagy 8. There's no way I can read that right now. 9.
10.
Yeah, we got a 11-1 for Mike Zimmer. Cliff Kingsbury 12-1. 12-1 Zach Taylor still. He has yet to tell anybody that he is okay, or prove to anybody that he is okay at coaching. He is at 12-1. Mike McCarthy still at 7-1. David Culley 16-1. Matt Rule 16-1. Mike Vrabel 16-1. Matt LaFleur 20-1. Who's the quarterback? Maybe he'll have to grow with another quarterback. Brian Flores 25-1 after they fire everybody they paid, and Frank Reich at 25-1 as well. Well, Mike McCarthy didn't deserve that.
He did. No, he's smashing watermelons.
Yeah, he got them to play football at the end of the year pretty good. You remember that?
Yeah.
Defense couldn't do a damn thing, but
he fired the D coordinator, though.
He said, listen, we're going to figure this out. I don't think he did he? The guy retired, didn't he?
Well,
either way.
I think Big Mike was it. You can retire. I can fire your ass.
Yeah. Mike McCarthy, though, I mean, he did run that little racket in his basement where he set it up. The McCarthy Project for Tom Pelissero to go in there, where he said that every day we've been meeting like it's a team still. You know what I mean? This is an NFL head coach and his staff working every day like they're still in the NFL in preparation for their next gig. There's no way in hell that happened. Okay? No. There's no way. Mike McCarthy said in his press conference that he was being announced as head coach that I told Jerry to watch every play Dak Prescott had. I also wanted a job. So I think Mike McCarthy had to get, reacquainted to the NFL life maybe. He's been a successful coach in the past. It sounded like the locker room didn't hate him at the end of the year. Beginning of the year they did. Sounds like by the end they got that thing under control. You get Dak back. Okay, you got some added weapons now. Are the Dallas Cowboys going to go on a run? We'll be told yes by everybody, and we'll even buy into it a little bit at the beginning of the season when they're on national TV and they're having success. We got to remember, though, nothing has shown that they will do that.
No.
They seem to perpetually be right there in the middle.
9-8, 8-9, one of the two.
But the NFC East, that could win you a home playoff game.
That's right.
And once you get in the dance, especially if it's in Jerry world, you never know what's going to happen. And that's why Cowboys fans always buy into the hype. That's why we always do. Hour 2 is on the other side. A.J. Hawk will be joining us. We'll be talking about all things under the sun, including Miles Teller. Yeah, I have to.
This is Remember the Titans.
How's it going? My name is Pat McAfee. I do a lot of things. Today I am a professional analyst getting ready for the Thursday Night Football opener in beautiful Nippert Stadium with the Cincinnati Bearcats here at Higher Ground. This secluded world.
good squad, good place. Excited for this morning practice. I'm obviously unbiased, but I'm pulling hard for Cincinnati to do well on Thursday night.
I like to say, all in clipboard quarterback, man.
This is awesome.
And we got hopefully a future NFL kicker. Let's see what you got. Come on.
This is great for the brand. This guy's an athlete. Athlete. Hey, let's go. Let's go.
They say kickers are athletes. We'll find out. Let's go.
Pull it up. Heads up. Heads up.
Popping on the west side, this is where I stay.
Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the hospitality. Have a great day. Let's go get away.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Going in, I'ma close the case. I can't wait no more, man. I gotta blow today. I'ma blow today. I ain't hearing what they say. Need a blue face, I've been caring about a race. I've been trying to eat, I need more than just a taste. Now they trying to talk, oh no, they should know their place. Man, I'm ballin'. This ain't cap, baby, now I feel like calling. From the O, but I got the music poppin'. All the time, man, it started to get obnoxious. Now I gotta drive down, feeling nauseous. Gotta drive top down, then I hop out. I've been feeling hot now.
Make me a good point.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm up there.
Yeah, you got it.
Appreciate you coming.
Thank you. This has been so cool to see. Whenever we were driving out here into the sticks, my boys and I from Indianapolis, we were told by Coach Fickle it was a 40-minute drive from where we live. Absolute lie, hour and a half out here. But as we were getting out here, we didn't know what we were going to show up to. And this is such a cool scene here. I remember whenever I was in college, we won a lot of games, beat Cincinnati a couple times. It was a great day. But I remember my boys, right? Like I still am in touch with them every single day, every single week. We had this moment where we went from boys to become men. And you guys were a really young team last year, but got to experience a lot of wins. Like now the expectation level are high. And I can't wait to talk you all up on Thursday night against UCLA. UCLA refused to respond to my tweet. So I am a Bearcat fan on that opening night, and I cannot wait to watch you guys dominate. And I think this is such a cool thing. Coach, I can't thank you enough for your hospitality. I got a bunch of swag from you guys, too. This has been a cool day. Enjoy this, though. This doesn't happen a lot. Even when you get into the NFL, it's not like college. It's not like your boys. It's not like this. It's a whole different world that you'll remember forever, and I was honored to be here to watch you today, and I can't wait to watch you guys go win the thing on Thursday night and then throughout the rest of the season. Thank you so much. Cheers, boys. Thank you.
Hey, 1, 2, 3.
Travis called heads.
No!
Sorry.
You're not sorry.
I'm sorry that it worked out this way, but I told you.
You're not
I had
sorry.
to trust my instincts. You asked me what I thought. I thought it was going to be heads. I didn't
What about
want to
Travis
have to pick it. I
Kelce
didn't know
going
you
out
put
there?
30K on it.
Yeah, I mean, was that the cleanest toss of all time?
No, it was terrible.
But that thing took one bang straight in. What a horse shit toss.
They watered the field. Old Notre Dame versus USC. They raised the grass.
You son of a bitch.
We all know that wasn't a fair coin toss.
No, it was
They should
not.
redo it.
It was a lot worse than 50-50 after fucking watching that thing. A lot of people say that's why you don't bet 30,000 on a coin toss. You know?
Seems like a reasonable thing to bet 30K on.
Because you got no control. You got no control, guys. So I guess not even like a thought to go into it.
Well, Christmas is canceled.
Yeah, we're giving away a lot, but nowhere near as much as we once had thought.
No.
Remember that double 70K? Take it back.
Yeah, for sure. FanDuel just made so much money right there.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. Tuesday, June 1st. Rabbit, January. No. There's a new flavored cheat in the office, Celsius Heat, and I chose to try it half a second before we went live there, and it tasted much better than I thought it was going to taste.
Okay.
Orange sickle. I'm not a sickle guy.
No.
Hate them. Don't like them.
Especially orange.
Especially orange. Thought I was going to hate this. It tastes pretty good. I think they named it wrong. To be honest, it tastes nothing like an orange sickle.
Creamsicle.
It just tastes real. Yeah, maybe that's the. Yeah, no, it's not creamsicle.
No, okay.
No, it's not orange sickle. It's.
Is it like a tropical thing?
It tastes pretty good, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Anyways, should have did it earlier in the break. Because now we have to talk about it immediately afterwards because it fucked up the whole thing. Anyways, back to the show. Joining us, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk. AJ, orange sickle, heat, pretty good. Just tried it.
Why did you say rabbit and have a stroke for a second?
Well, I almost said January, too, because it was June 1st. You know, it's first day of the month. You're supposed to say rabbit or something like that.
Really?
I think so, yeah. I was taught that by a caller to our Sirius show back whenever we were on Barstool Radio years ago. Somebody called in and said that. I had just thought of it there, as opposed to the first hour, which I probably should have thought of it. Instead, crack open a cheat orange sickle and it thing, whoa, rabbit. In the back of the game. So I apologize for that.
Food.
AJ, how was the weekend, man? Long weekend? Did you enjoy it with the fam? What you guys do?
Yeah, it was good. Busy. Got to hang out for Memorial Day yesterday with the family that live close to us, and been outside getting sunburnt for a few days straight now.
Me too. I got the spray tan. Forgot that you still have to wear sunscreen. The back got cooked yesterday, but it was a fun weekend. I hope you got to relax a little bit. I know that you were thrusted into the middle of a situation that you never could have expected. I addressed it earlier. And my stance on this thing, and I don't know if did you hear me address it earlier?
I heard a little bit about it. You said that Miles, his side of the story got out?
Yeah, I'm thankful his side of the story got out, okay? And it's not good. I'm happy to hear he's okay, it seems like. It's not good for Hawaii, a place that I love, if this is the story that two people jump him, I'm happy his story got out. Just have no idea why he chose to use me as the person, as if I created the report on Friday Night SmackDown, which I did not. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm happy he's okay. I'm a fan of Miles Teller. We just still have no idea why that was the chosen route to answer with his side of the story, especially with something, a pretty big deal in this whole thing. And I assume you've had to kind of be a part of this whole mediation thing here. I only know I apologize for that. And I'm sorry to Miles for not knowing the whole story from the beginning, even though me and the world only knew one thing.
Well, I mean, none of us really know the whole story or what's going on. I believe this has been an ongoing thing with whatever's happening. But, yeah, I think what a weird, you always say, oh, what a weird, strange life that you have. I'm like, all right, now I'm getting roped into it through SmackDown. I wasn't watching currently, and I started getting texts from different people and screenshots and about you trolling people on SmackDown. I'm like, all right, yeah, this is normal. Why not? This is what I'm going to deal with at 9 on a Friday night.
Well, I want to let you know, this does feed into the theory that I have the dumbest life of all time. This is the dumbest life of all time. I've learned a lot about Miles Teller this weekend, by the way, from people attacking me for what I had said on SmackDown in defense of Miles Teller. So I want to let Miles Teller know I got a lot of respect for his fans. You know what I mean? I thought, I could potentially say something, but man, I did not know I was going to be the reveal of him getting jumped in a bathroom by two scumbags. I didn't know I was going to be. I'm so sorry that happened. I wish I would have known earlier. I wish I would have known earlier. That's on me. That's 100% on me, AJ. And in turn, on you.
Everything you do, though, everything you do, we're having fun. You're having fun, and nothing is meant you don't have any ill will when you say things like this.
Yeah, and I do believe that was missed in the entire thing.
Right.
Yeah.
As well. Although I was complimented, pretty good seg.
Pretty good. The whole segue situation's got you guys really in a pretzel, huh?
Oh, yeah. Segu?
I used it in my response tweet.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You used it. You had no clue. You didn't have time to look it up probably either.
No. But I was so pumped when the whole thing, I mean, it was, as it was happening, I was like, oh my God, is this real? Then I thought he was potentially joking. Okay, then I thought we were going to potentially get like another one. That never happened. Then I started getting attacked. I'm like, whoa.
What's going on?
Whoa.
Slow down.
Whoa. I thought it was, what are we doing here? People were acting as if I had the cops in Maui call and tell me what had happened. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, I do not. One place didn't even use my goddamn name, so I got buried without getting any of the promotion. I was like, what are we doing? Can we get a little bit of love for the show? What do you,
hindsight, I mean, you kind of helped get his side of the story out there when you look at it.
Am I Barbara Walters?
Yeah, it feels like it.
Anyways, Friday night
Hey, how did
SmackDown.
his side get out, though? How did his side get out? What happened?
Via that tweet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Hey, all right. I know is this an ongoing thing or is this stuff?
Listen, the original report comes from Tim's.
Yeah.
Okay? And Tim's got Michael Jackson's death right, by the way. Tim's has been around a long time. Okay? I've actually been on with Harvey and...
Harvey who? Which Harvey is it?
You know, Harvey, guy from People's Court, pal. All right? The guy that created this business that's worth Harvey Levin.
Unfortunately, for Harvey Levin, you tend to confuse his name with some...
Charles?
And Charles, I was on with Harvey and Charles or whatever. Had good conversations with them. And
who just told you that?
Gumpy actually just said it aloud. Yeah, Gumpy did the research. I appreciate that. I have a lot of respect. TMZ normally gets shit right, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't want to be a target of TMZ, which I assume there's some sort of agreement too. That was probably a work all along for a lot of those people where, they get followed and everything like that. But I've followed along with TMZ for a long time. They're not just reporting shit, by the way. It feels like TMZ, I had thought, by the way, this is before this whole situation, because obviously the report that I read from TMZ was not what happened. I read that in a tweet response to me on SmackDown, but instead of the report or whatever, but I just hope he's okay. That's all. I'm happy he's okay. I hope they catch the bastards. It's not good for Hawaii. It's not good for Miles. Happy to hear everything's all right, though, it seems like, with an investigation ongoing here.
Yeah, and Miles seems to be all right. Didn't the video come out of himself afterwards, like he's filming whoever? I saw a little clip of that.
I didn't see that. I saw a lot of tweets from people that telling me that I was scumbag. Some guy named, what was his name? Todd Herman?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Big Herm.
Big Herm? Hey, this guy's good. He called me a hack. He said I've been a hack my entire career, and Miles could knock me out with one slap. Hashtag weak jaw, this guy said to me. This guy
I love this guy.
Yeah, me too.
He's so creative.
He has like 23,000 followers, too. I think he's in a world where he's probably a guy, you know what I mean? I was like, all right, Todd, getting in the fucking game here. Okay, pal, welcome aboard. You know what I mean? Great to see you. It was a wild weekend, AJ. Wild weekend. I'm sure it was crazier for you. Let's get to some things that we have to get to. Packers apparently plan to call Aaron Rodgers' bluff, is how Pro Football Talk was wording it via Matt Schneidman at The Athletic. Seems like they are going to go ahead and say, nah, we're not trading you. You either have to come back or go elsewhere, or retire, and lose out on $23 million and $6.8 million will have to come back. Allegedly, these are all numbers being reported by people who are talking about the situation who might not know the contract exactly, but that seems to be where it's at. Do you see this thing ending? If they're just going to sit in and not give up, does that mean they're going to continue to do everything they can to kind of get this deal done? Or do you think they're just like, yeah, he can fucking be mad all he wants. Go ahead and do whatever you got to do. You're going to have to pay us at some point. Like, there's two different ways to read this, Yeah,
I have no clue, really. I've said before, I don't know what needs to be done for them to fix things. I don't know how it even begins, but I would imagine this doesn't help. I'm thinking the fact that this is out, but it's also not a surprise to anybody either. Maybe they have been talking. Who knows what they have been going on behind the scenes? But like I said, I don't know what needs to get done for Aaron to be back in Green Bay. I really don't.
The article goes, and it's pretty fascinating because there's a lot of interesting tidbits. This is from The Athletic. Matt Schneidman, who I believe we have had interactions with him on numerous occasions.
Yep.
Good, we like
Yeah,
Matt
he's a good guy. Yep.
Matt Schneidman, good guy. According to the NFL's collective bargaining agreement, the Packers have the option to fine Rodgers a maximum of $93,000 for missing all 3 days of mandatory minicamp. $15,500 some for first day, $31,000 second day, $46,000 for third day. If Gutekunst remains firm in his refusal to trade Rodgers, despite June 2nd representing a potential turning point, the 37-year-old future Hall of Famer has two options. It's good writing, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Matt Schneidman, go right. Hey, he took the pen to the pad and did some work here today. He can either work past his feelings about Gutekunst and play for the money, his coaches, his teammates, and Packers fans, or hold firm in his own stance to not play for the Packers and continue costing himself money as he misses every training camp practice. $15,000 mandatory fine per day missed under the new CBA. Regular season games and other team events the Packers could fine him for. According to Corey, if Rodgers, which we don't know who that is, if Rodgers retired for good, he wouldn't collect the remaining $23 million. Okay, so he doesn't have to pay any money back. This money is future money, future earnings, and the Packers could recoup $6.8 million of a roster bonus he recently signed. Okay, so what it would actually cost him, I think, out of his pocket by reading this, is $6.8 million. Yes, $6.8 million is a lot of money, okay? That's a lot of money. I retired, I think, with like $6 million left on my contract. I don't think to Aaron Rodgers, and it was a lot more to me. It was a lot to me. But I just, everybody seems to be out of debt. We're good. I don't really, don't want to focus on kicking the ball still. No, another surgery. I'm going to go fucking do dumb shit on the internet here. See how that whole thing works out. But for him, $6.8 million is nothing. I mean, that's nothing to Aaron Rodgers, especially who knows what his investments are, his contract is. $6.8 million to retire. Do you have any thoughts now that he maybe will retire because it only will cost him $6.8 million at the most, it seems like?
No, I still don't think he will retire. I don't think he wants to pay any money back to anybody, though. It's one thing
true.
You know, let's say somebody's owed $40 million next year and something happens, they get cut. Like, oh, we just lost $40 million. I try to, no. First off, if he'd ever had the money in the account, you can't say like they took money from him or you lost that money. You never had it, man.
Yeah, future earnings.
It's a lot different to not get paid something that you were due 12 months from now compared to paying something back. Like when you have to go into your account, you got to cut a check back. That's a big deal, I think, for anybody that has any amount of money. Nobody wants to pay their team back. Calvin Johnson's still waiting on money from the Lions, isn't he?
Let's go. That's a good SEGUE, by the way. Allegedly, they're paying him back. At Evan Foxy, our local resident Detroit Lions fan. Hammer Down boys are in here too, by the way. Good to see you guys. I saw we got a little cold, but we turned that right back around, didn't we? Boys are still on a heater. Every once in a while, whenever you're riding that pony into Victory Town, you're going to hit a little bit of a sandstorm. And you guys did that one night. You didn't let it beat you on the other side. I appreciate the Hammer Down boys.
You have to ride the wave.
Yeah, hey. Ride the wave, dude.
That's right.
On your horse.
To a place of no return.
That's right. On a horse with no name, too.
Cowboy.
On a steel horse I ride. In the morning. Dead or alive. AJ, didn't hear you sing along. Why is that? Because it's not Bret Michaels, dude?
Do you know who sings that?
Yeah, probably Bret Michaels.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I...
You don't know.
Is it Bret?
No, it's owner of the Philadelphia Soul.
No, it's John Bond.
John Bond.
Yeah.
John Bond.
Of course it's John Bond, dude. John Bond from Philly, my guy. Bret Michaels from Pittsburgh.
From the Berg.
Yeah.
Tampa's guy.
Knew he was a PA guy.
He's a Tampa guy. Let's get to some phone calls. Congrats to you guys, by the way.
Nice work, boys.
Winning. And Foxy, congrats to Detroit as well, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, Detroit deserves it, right?
Detroit deserves it. Pay him his money in cash. Add some interest on that. Give him whatever he wants.
How's this happening? How is the money coming back?
They don't know yet. That's what they have to figure out. They don't know when and how he's going to get paid it back.
He's about to launch his dope.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some dope.
Yeah.
He's growing dope, a bunch of it. It looks like great dope, by the way. I haven't been able to get my nose on any of them, but the optics of it look like it is skunky. I mean, from just the just the photos that appear to have no filter on. And I assume you could put a couple filters on tree to make it look even better than it is. You know, a couple little hints of maybe some color. If you go into the iPhone edit where it goes into the full thing, a little bit more of this, you probably look like there was no filter on that.
Yeah.
It looks like Calvin Johnson's about to sling some high quality dope.
Yeah, where he's growing that dope is actually 5 minutes where I'm from.
Really?
Yeah, Weberville, Michigan is where he's growing it. I'm from Williamston, Michigan.
Okay, so has this been something that the Lions have seen?
No, he tags it in his IG every single time.
Get the helicopters up. The helicopters over near Foxy. Where's Foxy from? Oh, the high school that we had to expel teachers because there's a bunch of kids shirtless in the bathroom. Remember that place?
Yep.
Get the choppers to the sky to figure that whole thing out. Is that how this whole thing, he comes back into town, or has he always lived there?
I think he lives in Detroit, I'm pretty sure.
He always has?
Yes. From
this
what I
guy's
understand.
sitting in the city that this guy should be your goddamn governor.
I agree.
Hey, to pay him back though, does it count against the cap in a certain year? Like, or could the owner just cut him a check out of their own account?
Probably from the business. Ford. He'll probably be a chief.
Ford boy.
Chief designer for the Ford family or whatever. That's like Jeff Saturday got a job with the Colts the day he retired, and I still don't know what he did. He had an office and everything. And I'm like,
worked for ESPN. That's what he does.
Hey, he's good on there, by the way. Jeff's good on there.
I played with Jeff for a year.
He's a cool guy. Cool guy.
Jeff was the man. I think I've told you, Jeff came in our first OTA, and he was like, what is this? Absolutely not. You guys are killing each other. He's like, no, we are not. This is not. What are we doing? This is not full go. It's like May 10th.
You remember Jeff Saturday during the lockout when it ended? Jeff Saturday was the one that negotiated with Robert Kraft to end this thing, allegedly. Like that was the.
Like we're hugging. Were they hugging or someone else?
I don't know. Because back in the day, but it's real. The lockout, because we were in the league, I think we had to pay attention to it more. And for me, it was coming out of a no drug alcohol test period, going back into one because I was in the substance of abuse program because I had a alleged event that led to a public intoxication in my second year in the league or whatever. So I was paying attention closely to the tempers that were in the room for that lockout back and forth. Like, okay, how long do I have here? It felt like we had forever for a long time. It was like these even the littlest things in emails were like, we are at odds with like this type of grass being allowed. It was like, oh, this shit ain't ever coming back. And then all of a sudden, Jeff Saturday was the guy who sat down at the table and said, hey, listen, let's get this thing done. Makes it happen, allegedly. That's kind of the way it went in there. But always good to have that guy in your locker room to get things done. But he got hired. I never knew what it was. I was like, oh, are they giving him just like a percentage of the company just because he saved football? Is that what they're doing? Can I get one of those saved football offices? I was going to ask, but Jim Irsay gave me his plane to go to College Game Day in Buffalo or SmackDown in Buffalo instead. So very nice of him to do that.
It's a lot better. You know, a lot of I think college teams do it a lot to where they have offices set up for their past coaches, like anyone who coached there before. I think it's more like big schools that haven't had 750 head coaches come through, but for like their legendary coaches, they have offices always there that they can come use.
You have any offices anywhere, dude?
Ooh, I do not. You're looking at it. I have an attic right here. I'm sitting in.
It'd be pretty cool if we walked into a place, though, and A.J. Hawk had an office.
Yeah.
A.J. Hawk's office is in the corner back there. Are you?
Excuse me?
Man, I'd go right into your office, by the way.
Please.
Corner office, too?
I do what that Viking did, a Speaker of the House there for what?
Staying on set.
Right in your office. That'd be awesome. I want to let anybody know that if I'm ever given a fake office somewhere, I would like you to make it your own if you ever get a chance to go.
Okay.
Hey, I mean, take it easy on the stuff that's on the desk.
Sure.
Yeah.
But if you want to kick your feet up, go ahead and do what you got to do, wherever you got to do it.
Don't be spilling Celsius everywhere.
Hey, I'm tired of the Tennessee Titans just recruiting Julio the entire. Why can't the Colts get involved in this thing? Can we get a Bobcat?
Colts are out of it. They're not even in it, are they? I feel like they don't even have a chance.
No, old buddy this morning tweeted out 16 teams.
That's right.
Who was it?
Packers were still on there. I was pretty juiced up.
There was a guy that tweeted out this morning a list of teams. He was an NFL guy, and I don't know if this is gimmick or not. I don't know the guy well enough, but he said he was top 10 NFL analyst for like 2018, 2019, and some other year as well. He's like an independent analyst, I think, or something like that. He put a tweet out of the teams that he has heard are still in the game. It was half the league.
Yep.
And if this guy's number one analyst for a couple of years.
But hey, I don't know who this guy is. I'm not, no disrespect to this person. But
Whoa.
Feels like it.
who is rating top 10 analysts every year after year?
Analysts.
What kind of analyst?
Analysts are analyzing the year, and non-biased takes are being had.
Where are these lists then? Show me the list.
I just saw the title, pal. Okay, I walked in and saw the award.
Here we go.
Can we zoom in on old buddy here? This guy's name is Jason Moore. Click on his profile just so I get this right. At Jason NFL. He is verified like everybody in this room except for Boston.
Come on.
Top 10 most accurate analysts of 2017, 2018, 2019, and co-host of the award-winning At the FF Ballers podcast, Lover of Christ, Amen, comedy and fantasy football. He's from Phoenix, thefantasyfootballers.com. Shout out to Jason Moore, by the way. Jason. Fucking crushing it. This guy winning award after award. And I assume he looked into it. He's top 10 most accurate analyst, and he says 144,000 followers, by the way. Job well done on Twitter. Born in 1982. Shout out to you, pal. Coming up on 40 soon. Hey. Coming up on 30? Yeah, 40.
yeah.
40. Yeah, coming up on 40 soon.
Yeah, here we go.
Here we go. All right. Let's get back to the tweet. Shout out to Jason Moore, though. All right.
Shout out.
Okay. This is not a real show. You read through his whole Twitter bio. I thought you were going to talk about the people that follow him and make up stories.
It's for the serious listeners, man.
You got to check.
I just want people to know this guy's fucking legit, dude. He says, per sources, it appears Julio is down to these teams: Titans, Patriots, Chargers, Raiders, Seahawks, Cardinals, Ravens, Colts, Niners, Eagles, Rams, Panthers, Bears, Broncos, Packers, Jaguars, Saints, Vikings, Washington. Sorry, other teams. He has whittled away 1/10 of the league. Yes. His sources are saying everybody, though, Jason Moore, top 10 guy. Here we go, dude.
Yeah. So who's the most likely? Who's the most likely out of those teams for Julio?
I think he said in no specific order, or were these in specific order?
I'm not
Can
sure.
he rank these things? Is that how we should be judging?
It might be ranked. Yeah, we might have to rank these 1 to 16, right?
Oh, I think, is that how he's trying? Because if so, Colts are in the middle of the pack. We got to at least get ahead. Yeah. Now, the Seahawks, Russell Wilson and Julio have been talking. Yeah. Allegedly, they've talked about playing together. They're in the game all of a sudden as of this weekend, but they're not the only ones. There's 27 to 28 other teams that are still in the ballgame, that Julio says.
You always tell a story about how a guy in the front office potentially got mad that when Tannehill got paid, you said Andrew Luck's going to get paid. Will front office people get mad that they're active, like AJ Brown is actively recruiting and saying we need to go trade for Julio Jones?
Oh, I have no idea. That is interesting. And they probably would have told him to stop, I guess, is what you're saying as well?
I'm just wondering, because
who's the GM down there? Who's GM? It's Vrabes and who?
I don't know, to be honest.
He brought him over. He knew him he was in New England for a little bit, I think. For a while.
I assume they would have told him.
John Robinson.
Yeah. I would assume they would have told him. You know what I mean? If they
why?
did.
But why would they be? Is it going to hurt him somehow if they are going after him?
I don't know. I got in trouble because I was potentially, talking about business or whatever when I said Tannehill. If that's what Tannehill's getting paid in Miami, okay, before Tennessee, in Miami with how he played, they're going to have to give Luck a percentage of the team. Yeah. That's just how it's going to be. I was told that I can't be talking about things like that publicly. And it was like, okay, if I'm swaying a contract negotiation with my Twitter, okay, maybe I should be given a little bit more respect around here.
Sweet.
But if that's not happening, like that type of stuff.
But were they more upset, though, that you were taking a shot at Tannehill?
I don't know. Who knows? I mean,
I'm just asking.
Maybe, though. Maybe that was the case. Maybe I was firing up Tannehill and the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't play them that year, but maybe the year after that or something like that, we're going to get their best shot. You know what they're going to do? They're going to try to block my punt. Oh, my God. Whatever the case. It's all. I shouldn't have done it, I guess, hindsight. It would have saved me not enough retweets for the bullshit on the back end. So life is a game of risk assessment, and that particular one wasn't worth the bullshit that happened. But I still do feel pretty good about it. If I was on a team right now, I was recruiting players via Twitter a long time ago. Andre Johnson wasn't happy about his roll or something in Houston. I forget what was like the thing. So I brought out this massive cinnamon roll, and I told him, like, hey, here in Indianapolis, you're going to love it. And Ndamukong Suh, he was allegedly going to move, from Detroit to Miami, and everybody was like, it's because Miami's so nice. So I made this fictitious, beach scene, and I told him, like, hey, don't let the people fool you. This is what Indianapolis looks like.
Sweet.
You know what I mean? Now they paid him like $100-some million. I don't think we were going to do that, but I'm all about trying to recruit people. I never got in trouble when it was free agents or anything like that. But in this particular case, are they getting their fans too excited about Julio Jones? And if Vrabes and the GM, Mr. John Robinson, can't get it figured out, are they letting down the locker room? And that's something we got to talk about. Are they letting down the locker room, AJ?
I mean, I'm not answering that question.
Come on, dude.
Real.
AJ,
it's not a real question.
That's the conversation somebody's going to have that convo.
Not the locker room. Okay, another way to look at it, if let's say you have a bunch of teammates, say there's a running back on the market, and they're recruiting Adrian Peterson. If you were the starting running back for that team, would you be pissed at your teammates?
Yeah, but instead now AJ Brown is leading the charge.
Same position, yeah. That's why I think it's fine, because it's your same position.
Yeah, and he's kind of giving the okay to the rest of the locker room. Like, hey, listen, I get it. Reason why I wear a number, we all want him on the team. Ian Rapoport said people are saying because he's old and what happened. It's like, yo, who are these people? Who are they, dude?
It's going to definitely drive Julio, I think, too. The fact that people are saying things like think he's pretty much done, I feel like.
People come after me for being like very, very dumb all the time. This particular one, people come at me on this one about my love for getting Julio on the Colts. It's like, yo, I think he joins the Colts. The team is immediately AFC Championship. Immediately. Just what it does for T.Y. I mean, you got Jonathan Taylor, Nyheim Hines. The whole offense just opens up. When you get a guy like Julio, it just opens everything up with that offensive line. And if Carson remembers how to play football, which it seems like he is.
Yeah.
Hey, it seems like there's a couple times he couldn't remember how to fucking hit a jumper. He leaned back, fade back, lost to Mo Alley Cox in knockout. But if he remembers how to play quarterback, that defense, everything, it's like that team can go. And for some reason, we're not doing it. It's like, what is it? Make it happen. And then the Packers, another team.
Yeah.
You add him to the Packers, it's like, will that directly change the result against the Bucket? Maybe. Hey, you know that field goal call?
Yeah.
You know that whole thing? If you got Julio and Devontae and Big Bob Tunyon out there, what do we think the decision is being made there? It's just
toss it up to one of them.
I don't know, man. This is just like the Tom Brady thing where I'm like, and I also said this about Cam, so I guess I have been wrong with the excitement. Although people are saying this year is going to be his year, we can't judge him last year because it was COVID, Cam. Which okay, I'll get on board with that, so I can be right again. But normally, I feel like you get that guy in your building if you can. Like, not just because on the field, but everything else, AJ. It makes no sense to me. Just like Tom Brady, you get Tom Brady in your building just so you can get him there. Not just for on the field, which, by the way, still got it better than he's ever been, but in the building, man, it's a whole different world.
And he has, 3 years left on his deal. Like I think I said last week on the show, if you can find a way to restructure it, make it more cap-friendly for yourself, make Julio feel good about it, yeah, why not? I think it's a pretty safe bet to say Julio can still be a very productive player for the next 3 seasons.
Okay, before we get to a break, I agree, AJ. We all agree?
Oh, yeah. Aye. Absolutely.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Go get him, Bill.
People are saying that.
Oh, yeah.
Still.
Mm-hmm. With everything he's done this offseason, why wouldn't they be?
Why wouldn't he go get Julio?
Yeah. Did it with Randy.
Why wouldn't he? Golly, why wouldn't he?
Is he still the betting favorite?
Remember, they moved. The Rams moved into conversation in the betting odds to plus 500 the day after.
Schraggs shot that down.
Yeah, but the day after Schraggs told us, the Rams, if they want something, they'll go get it or whatever. Then the next day they got into the odds and then there was conversations. And Schraggs actually had to tweet out this weekend, like I said last week on, and he added me. The only reason why I see it, so the reaction was the Rams aren't in this game, so they got into the betting. I don't think anybody knows.
No,
which means it might be Bill.
Yeah, especially if they're the favorite. But usually, just like with Tampa and the Bucs, they shot up out of nowhere and became the favorite right before they signed him.
Now, this is diving deep into the thought shop, the memory bank. Before the draft, there was a bunch of buzz about the New England Patriots and Atlanta Falcons having discussions about trading potentially.
Yeah.
Was that conversation mostly Stephon Gilmore and Julio Jones? What's this going to take? What do we got to do? Was that just laying the groundwork? And is that why it's been so quiet on who's going to potentially get in there? Is that why it's a guessing game? Is that why there's 20 teams listed out by a top 10 analyst on who it could potentially be because of how quiet it's been? And if it was, that would be Bill, wouldn't it?
Oh.
He's got his little fucking splunking light on. He's going through the caves down to Atlanta, and nobody's going to have these phones. And he does this whole thing. That would be Bill.
And they've been in it from the beginning. I feel like from the beginning it was like, okay, the Patriots are in this thing with all these other teams, and now these past few days it's been very quiet on the Patriots front, which I think bodes well for the fact that they're probably moving, behind the scenes here.
Would you be heartbroken if they don't get Julio?
1,000%.
So you, in your mind, we have Julio on our team.
I've seen 4 to 5 different reports that this deal is done. So in my head, yeah, I would be crushed if we don't get him.
And I wonder if there's any Titans fans that have that thought. I don't think so. I think they like seeing everybody try to recruit him. And they think about how good their team will be if they get Julio on their team. And Colts fans, same thing. But I don't think anybody other than New England has a full expectancy of him being on their team.
Oh, yeah.
Even Atlanta, I don't think Atlanta even has it, especially after I'm out of there.
Well, and I think part of that goes into the fact of what Bill has done this whole entire offseason, like we were just talking about. Because he's done all that now, it's like, hey, why stop now, Bill? Go get Julio.
Hey, AJ, I told you something. Jeez Louise.
Rabbit.
Rabbit, January, June 1.
Who said? Where did you hear that?
Somebody called Gary in Connecticut, told me that. He was driving UPS. Shout out to Gary. He told me that one day. I'd never heard it before either.
It's a big British thing I looked up.
Who?
It's a big British thing.
Okay.
Gary in Connecticut. I didn't know he had ties to the royal family.
Culture.
Yeah, man, culture. Shout out to him, dude. Appreciate that. I told you, though. Okay, I told you and I told everybody else. I said, there's going to be somebody in the media who's pissed off with the way Adam Vinatieri chose to retire. Didn't I say that?
I don't think you said that to me.
You might not have been on. It would have been better if you were, because it would have made me feel good that I actually, and you probably would have said, nobody's going to be mad. Who does that? Anyways, Peter King, in his Football Morning in America article, says that I think that was one weird retirement by Adam Vinatieri, who seemed like he surprised Pat McAfee on his show last week. By the way, good speculation. He did surprise me. By saying he was submitting his paperwork for retirement. No announcement from the team, just odd. I know retiring is tough for a player, particularly a player who played great well into his 40s and had some of the greatest clutch kicks of all time, and will waltz into Canton as the third kicker to be elected. I reached out to the Colts to see if I could speak with Vinatieri about his career. He declined. No issue there, but for Adam Vinatieri to fade away with no formal announcement is strange. I think he had a couple formal announcements, don't you? I think there was a couple billionaires that tweeted him and sent him some messages. There was numerous multi-billion-dollar companies that wrote articles and headlines about him.
Thank you, Vinny.
And there was one show,
you.
that he was just sitting on doing it that had no idea what was happening at the time it was happening. So I think whenever I said somebody was going to be mad, I knew, I assume there were some media folks who were not too happy with Vinny making his announcement on this show. True. By the way, I knew that was going to happen. I think his retirement was pretty fucking legendary.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was pretty awesome. And also the fact that they reached out to talk to him, Peter King, I don't know his relationship with Vinny. Vinny's probably out in the middle of the woods right now.
Oh, yeah.
Vinny is probably out in the middle of the woods. He declined. It was like, well, Vinny did not hear that I assume, or maybe he did. And if he did, even better. But I don't think that's the case. I knew somebody was going to hate it, though, AJ. I fucking knew it, dude.
Well, I mean, does Peter want Vinatieri to have like a big press conference, like a retirement thing, and he could still do the whole go sign a contract, even though he's still a member? Is he still technically a member of the Colts?
No, I don't think so. And remember, I learned this.
Sign a one-day contract and do all that. Maybe they do it early in the season or something.
And Irsay said Ring of Honor, so he's going to be in the Ring of Honor. I assume he's going to be in the Patriots as well. The formal announcements in your world will be coming, my friend. My friend, I promise.
I don't think there's not really going to be formal announcements, I think, in the future. Like, it's just however you can get it out. However you want, you can pick and choose what you want to do, I guess.
I wish Vinatieri would have, gave me a little heads up, so maybe we could have some, like, poppers.
Oh, yeah. That would have been sweet.
That would have made it a little bit better, I think. That would have been a little bit more formal. Maybe we wear, draft night, too.
Yeah, tuxedos.
Bow ties. That's on us. A little bit more formal.
I mean, you said in the announcement, hey, I don't want you to do this, actually. If, you don't want to. I don't want this to happen.
Yeah, because I knew there'd be other sharks in the game that aren't happy.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
So I got a lot of respect for Peter King. He doesn't have a lot of respect for me, but I got a lot of respect for Peter King. We got to get to a break. We'll be back in about 4 minutes. This is the Pat McAfee Show.
Can we take a moment of silence for the first 2 to 3 years of Zach Wilson's career? Because all he's got going for him is Bob Saleh. That's it.
Moment of silence for his mom, who made her Instagram follow. That's what I thought we were doing.
That's what I thought we'd do. Let's go to Chris and Indy. What's going on? Mrs. Wilson. Hope everything's all right.
Yeah, she jumped out there, right, with some hot takes, and then
she got a fake mask she wears.
She
AJ.
does not like Hooers.
Not a fan of Disney.
She doesn't like
Or
Disney
Snapchat.
or Hooers.
Oh, there's going to be a bunch of Hoovers running around Zach. She said enough of it. Not on that Snapchat. I think I've realized this year with the conversations, you do seem to be a rather normal human, which is very interesting, right? I assume for a lot of people to hear. AJ said, no, you are not a normal human. But because all the stories about you before this year, to be honest, a lot of people, the way they believed is you were the smug king almost is what the thing about it. And then getting a chance to chat with you, it's like, well, that's not the case at all. How is that like something you have to focus on? I assume it gets hard whenever you're hanging out with, Scott Stapp is hanging Aaron Rodgers jerseys up in his goddamn office. That has to be pretty weird.
Well, look, I think that's an interesting thing to talk about. I think a lot of times, people have said things about me, and it's been the same few people, and that's been kind of the prevailing story or thing that's reflected on. I think for me, I talked a lot about the work I did on myself. It was nice, and it wasn't intentional. Like, I didn't sign the show to have, and you guys know, we talked about this off air, but there wasn't some agenda doing this. It was fucking talk to Pat and AJ every week. Yeah, sounds pretty awesome.
It has been, by the way.
It sounds amazing. But what it's allowed me to do is, I think, silence all the douchebags out there who were, talking for me and making themselves more relevant by using my name or, running with stories that were not really based in any type of fact. And look, I've grown as a person. I've said things and done things that I wish I'd handled a little better. But this was a great, natural, authentic, whatever, whether it was 15 minutes at the stadium or 45 minutes, to just bullshit and have a conversation. If you're a friend of mine, if you know me, I think this is about as normal as interaction you're going to see from me. It's not a lot of BS. You're not going to hear cliches and garbage. I'm going to, shoot from the hip mostly. Tell you as much as I feel comfortable telling. I feel like I've been as honest as I could be. I've told you guys a lot of fun stuff. It's fun for me because then I don't have to maybe rehash it on a Wednesday, or people get to see a different side of you that maybe they didn't even know was there or didn't think was there. And it's been fun for me. I really have. I've appreciated every single week we've done these. And like I said, the best part is there was no agenda. There was no plan. I mean, even us, we didn't know we were going to go 10 minutes or 15 minutes or an hour. We just started fucking talking, right? And then this came out, and it's been a lot of fun.
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
SeatGeek is back, and we couldn't be happier. We've got hockey, basketball, baseball in full swing, concerts on the way back, and a full NFL season right around the corner. With so much going on, it's important to go to the one place that makes buying tickets simple. SeatGeek rates every ticket from 0 to 10 to make sure you are getting a good deal. Green means good. Red means don't buy it.
Okay.
Stop. Don't do it.
It's a bad deal. Hey, it's on here because we are the premier ticket buying platform on planet Earth and the moon. But if it's green, it means it's a good deal compared to other places. If it's red, it's a bad deal compared to other places. SeatGeek's looking out for you, and SeatGeek will always have the cheapest prices. It's been in every single article, by the way, getting back into live action, back into live events, which you do have to potentially keep your head on a swivel if you want to act like a jag-off out there. People will punch you in the face. SeatGeek always has the lowest price available. It's been in like 4 different articles. Shout out to SeatGeek. And right now, SeatGeek will give you $20 off your first order when you use code McAfee at SeatGeek. When you download the SeatGeek app, that's code McAfee for $20 off your first order. Link is in the bio if you're watching along at YouTube. If not, download the SeatGeek app and use code McAfee for $20 off your first order. We're back, AJ. Hey, events are back. We're getting back in there. People are getting knocked out. Minor league pitchers are fighting fans. I mean, there's a lot going on.
How did that fan get all the way to the pitcher?
Hey, the guy's elusive. You saw him?
Yeah, he can move.
He had Vans on, I think. He had little skater shoes on, had some cargo shorts on. He had what appeared to be a 7 to 8 sheets of the wind fuck up session in the middle of.
Oh, yeah.
He was elusive. And you at the end, you saw the security guard escort him out. That guy had a good quarantine as well. Yeah. That guy wasn't catching old skater boy that was going out there to fight pitcher boy, dude. That was something that we all could see coming a mile away. Welcome back to the show. AJ Hawk joins us. AJ, the Bills have converted $11.7 million of Stephon Diggs' base salary into a signing bonus, which will then create $7.8 million in cap space. That happened very recently, as of maybe today, per Field Yates and everything like that. There's other moves that are happening because of this June 1st designation, whether it was cuts or trades that happened beforehand that were deemed post June 1. The amount of money being saved by some teams is pretty large. Obviously, we saw the Denver Broncos release Jawan James. The added cap space is $10 million. They currently have $30.4 million in cap space. Whoa. Okay, so maybe the Denver Broncos get Julio Jones. Yeah. Maybe they go, hey, Drew Lock, here's a little help. Here's Julio Jones. And if you stink and we don't know if you're a guy with him, we got Teddy Bridgewater we're going to put in there. And Teddy, by the way, if you're not good and you don't work out, which, by the way, you might be our guy. It's okay. After the season, we're going to go take a run at Aaron Rodgers, who we've already tried to get a couple times. If you're the Broncos, why not get in the game? The Chicago Bears, the release of Charles Leno, that saves them $9 million, which got them out of salary cap trouble with $8.3 million in space, probably to sign some rookies. Kyle Rudolph, with his release from the Minnesota Vikings, signing with the Giants, they add $7.9 million to their cap space because of this June 1st contract designation. They now have $13.9 million. Converting the signing bonus money for Stephon Diggs saved them $7.8 in Buffalo. They now have $4.6 million. They had to make this move. And then the release of Alshon Jeffrey and Malik Jackson, $4 million with Philadelphia Eagles. They now have $6 million. Everybody else has their own situation, but there's some moves that are, happening around this June 1 date that are helping teams out a lot.
Don't you think a big reason for this is just to create space for guys like Josh Allen whenever they get his mega deal done?
Josh Allen, or everybody's saying Julio Jones. Diggs looks a little bit distraught. Diggs, your thoughts?
No, I would agree that it was potentially for Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen there for Buffalo, potentially for the Stephon Diggs thing. And Josh Allen has had to answer whether or not the deal is happening. He said that's for other people to deal with, not for me. Good answer, but made me feel like they have talked about it and the conversation is happening. And when you talk about the Denver Broncos, they've been very active looking. They're just some window shoppers. They don't buy anything. It seems like they're interested in everything, though. Who knows what's going to happen over there? They might have a squad with a couple added pieces. Yeah. A lot of people like the Denver Broncos. They liked it when Aaron came out, potentially going to the Broncos. You had Julio over there. I'm assuming more people would even be pumped about him.
Well, yeah. Don't people think, though, the reason that Broncos are keeping all this cap space and not buying is because they believe that Aaron's going to be there?
Is that what you're hearing?
Ooh. No, that's what I would imagine Bronco fans that want Aaron there, they're like, oh, yeah, this is it. We're primed. I've heard many people report on that. Well, people are thinking that the Broncos are primed to still hopefully land Aaron Rodgers. That's why they have so much cap space.
Okay, so A.J. Hawk thinks that the Denver Broncos are keeping that cap space.
To bring in Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I think that does make sense to your point.
A.J. Hawk says that the cap space that the Broncos have is 1,000%, 10,000%.
Okay.
Too many zeros up there.
Yeah.
Can't have 10,000.
More positive.
To go and get Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
His best friend. That's what you said, right?
Nope.
Yeah, it is.
Why not? You didn't say that?
That's what you said.
Pretty much.
Kind of said it.
They
I said Broncos fans are most likely are holding out
man.
hope that that's the reason. Like, hey, we're sitting back waiting for Aaron.
A.J. Hawk says that Broncos fans say.
He's pretty tied into Broncos Nation.
Broncos, hashtag Broncos Nation.
You're tied into that airport, Connor. I know that.
Whoa! Is that why Aaron's going?
What are you
It doesn't
talking
matter why Aaron wants to go there. Is that why, though? Is that one of the reasons? Because that airport, what's going on underneath it? The paintings on the wall, the whole thing?
No, I know Connor's big into that.
Okay. Allegedly, some big reports coming out today.
Oh, that's right.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Really?
From the
About what?
Pentagon.
Huh?
About what?
Yeah, UAPs? Mm-hmm. It's fucking UFOs, okay? Don't try to change your name.
Yeah.
All right, government, we don't need you getting fancy-dancy, all right? What is it? An unidentifying aerial phenomenon.
Come on.
Come on.
Maybe it's because, me, I don't care about those anymore. Show me the aliens. Walk them out. Put them on a stage.
with you.
Don't care about the UFOs.
Really?
I'm with you, Diggs. We've seen too many things on radar, and oh my gosh, what is that? I don't know what it is. Yeah, now we need the next step.
Bro, it just came out 2 weeks ago that they're seeing them every day over there in Virginia Beach, man.
Yeah.
We're crawling here with information. We've been at a stagnant conceptualizing what could be.
Yes.
Now it's coming to life, AJ. And you're like, oh, give me the aliens. It's
Give
like,
me a
hold
fashion
on.
show. Give me an alien fashion show.
Okay, well, we'll get to the alien fashion show, okay? Their fashion, by the way, going to be great, I assume. Going to be great. But let me see a couple of these bad boys go in the water, out of the water. Are they the one? Is that why the waves are so bad out at Ocean, by the way?
Cool.
Do they just have a dock out there that they just hang out, go in and out of, and they're so big so the waves go? Is that why whenever Leonardo DiCaprio, the Wolf of Wall Street, was taking his yacht from the Caribbean up to the Switzerland or whatever, he almost died because the UFOs were coming and going? Is that
the aliens from Battleship were doing that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're doing like A4, we sunk your fucking battleship.
That's right.
I mean, there's a
Sucking out the
chance that the UFOs are just living in our ocean, and why isn't that being talked about?
We need to set up some sort of thing that looks like a big flying bird or something that we can manually control so we can test out their weaponry. We need to see what their weaponry's like.
Have we had any thoughts, though? Because I'm eternal optimist, especially when it comes to the ins, aliens.
Right.
Outs.
Well, we don't need them to be alien-outs, by the way. We need them to be alien on what we got going on.
Yeah,
because if they are alien-out on what we got going on, I think we're fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Just from the videos that have been, confirmed, we don't know what this is. What's it doing? It's going 200 times faster than anything we can create. It's okay. I assume ipso facto, all right, there's some other shit they got going on that could probably figure some stuff out as well. That's why I don't know if I'm ready for the fashion show yet. I would like to know if we're hospitable with each other, which everybody says and assumes that we are, but how do we know? How do we know?
We don't have to see the aliens, but how about we see one of these UFOs? Can we just get an inside tour of what one of these things actually looks like?
Have you ever seen $1 million? Have you ever seen $1 million?
No.
Okay. Sometimes you don't have to see something to believe it. Okay.
Oh, no. Hey, I believe it. I just want to see what the goddamn thing looks like.
That's from Santa Claus, by the way. That's from Santa Claus. Charlie says that to his dad, Scott Calvin, who is turning into Santa Claus at the time. Shaken, not stirred, dude. Don't worry about it. The guy who is top 10, he has responded to us, Jason. Happy to jump on the show and detail how I was able to whittle down so many options. Took some great investigative work.
All right.
All right, have him on. Let's go ahead and give him a call.
Okay.
Hey, go ahead. Let's get Jason Moore. Jason Moore's walking into something, though.
Let's get him on.
I mean,
Tell you what.
He's walking in. I like this guy. Top 10, okay, 2017, 2018, 2019. 2020 was tough for everybody.
Yeah.
COVID.
All right, COVID happened. Inside sources was difficult. Jason Moore, though, are we getting this guy on?
Well, maybe they, the polls haven't come out yet from him analyzing the 2020 season.
Who does the voting? Maybe we should. It's probably your sports Emmys people.
Definitely, yeah. I'll tell Jason. I'll take care of that for him too, just as I work on our sports Emmys.
Yeah.
Work a little harder then.
Zito just messaged him. Ask him we'd like to face the hour's about to end, I guess. So we got to end it. But after that, maybe
Top hour too, huh?
Pretty free.
Here we go.
How'd he whittle Dahn? Let's go back to that tweet. Just so I can get my facts right before this guy comes on. And I do have a lot of respect for his work if he's independent working like this.
It was Titans and Pats are 1-2. We know that.
Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 teams.
Okay.
I think 19, 20. I might have missed one in there. You know how it is. Okay. They're pretty close. You know what I mean? I mean, it's pretty far away. 19, 20 teams. He whittled out 11 teams.
A third of the league.
11 teams. A third of the league got whittled out. I'm excited to hear who's on the bubble for the next third. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh.
Who's on the bubble for the next round of cuts here? Back in the day, the NFL used to have like 90 people on the roster. Then it was first round of cuts. It was like, okay, 10 people gone. Then the next one was like 20 people gone. Then the final one was whatever. And then, it was that whole thing. Now it's just like 2 waves. When's the next cut coming from Jason Moore? And who's going to get sliced and diced? And is this in a particular order for who Julio is going to? That's what I would like to know, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, hopefully he watches this clip and he can come on prepared, you think? Is he going to come on at 2:05?
I don't know. Zito's messaging with him right now. I assume he is. This guy knows, okay?
Yeah. But I mean, like with the Eagles are on that list. We just saw they only have $6 million in cap space. We know that's all bullshit because he can kick the can, but
yeah, but contracts, just like to your point, they're all bullshit. Howie Roseman knows what he's doing over there.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah, Howie knows how to figure it out.
Absolutely.
But this is Julio's list of where he would like to go. Remember, I'm out of there. Mm-hmm. I just want to win. He says NFC East. He sees the Eagles, although potential fire. Also NFC East.
Yeah,
full fire.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, AJ, your thoughts?
Wait, so I wasn't even reading this correctly. This is the list that Julio wants to go to.
Yeah, this is Julio is okay with.
So we don't know if these teams have reached out to try to get Julio.
No. Well, we do know the Titans have tweeted. Okay. We do know the Patriots have allegedly been in conversation. Allegedly. Chargers, we know nothing. Raiders, we know nothing. Seahawks, Russell Wilson and Julio, they've talked to each other before. Mm-hmm. They are potentially friends, have talked about it. Cardinals, AJ Green, Nuke, and him have taken a photo around Michael Irvin at a Pro Bowl, and Nuke said, hey, you know what we talked about.
Remember.
Hey, you know what we talked about. So who knows if the Cardinals have talked other than Nuke. Ravens, let's assume they're in the game because they've been looking for every single wide receiver. Ravens, Colts, let's assume they're in strictly because I've said it 100 times.
Yep.
I don't know if Chris Ballard has done anything at all to act interested, but it'd be great to have Julio there. Niners were asked about it. Shanahan said, can't talk about other players, but I wouldn't say we're done putting our team together. Everything's all speculation at this point, AJ. We're just swimming in it right now. Just swimming.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun, though. Speculating on where a superstar like Julio will go, it is entertaining. It's fun.
Before we get out of here for this second hour, the only record Patrick Mahomes is thinking about is going 20-0. So now Tom Brady has said, I'll give up 2 rings for that perfect season back where we lost. And now Patrick Mahomes is saying, hey, I want to go 20-0. We got 2 teams. The 2 top teams, the 2 teams that won their respective conferences, the AFC champ and the NFC champ, with their entire litany of weapons in team back, maybe even strengthened in some cases for the Chiefs. And Patrick Mahomes saying, hey, listen, we're not trying to get in the dance. It doesn't matter about post-Thanksgiving football being the most important. We want to win every single game. We're tired of those Dolphins popping bottles every single year. We got 2 great teams driven and motivated from day one. I'm pumped about this, and I like that they're openly talking about it, AJ.
Yeah, why not? Well, I wonder, he may have been asked the question, hey, do you want to go undefeated? He's probably like, yeah, I'd love to go 20-0. I plan on going 20. Like you said, we say it all the time, though, Pat. Everybody plans on winning every single game you go to.
Yeah, and if you think you're going to lose, it's a sign of very bad things. Yeah. It's probably in the locker room and the culture of the team. But openly talking about it now. Do you think you're elite? You hope your quarterback says yes. Do you think you're going to win every game? You hope your quarterback says yes. Now you're saying you're going undefeated? I guess, yeah. I'll go undefeated. That'd be awesome if they do. They're going to lose a couple early. They're going to find their bumps in rhythm, which is why what the 72 Dolphin team did is so impressive. But I like the fact that we're talking about it now because it was never a conversation piece. It was always like trying to win one game at a time. Here we are saying all of them. I fucking want them all. Let's go get them. Let's go get them.
It's great. I think it's we're witnessing. It's a different time. You talk about it a lot. We saw a head coach throw his laptop to Chris Jericho to bash a guy in the head. We never saw that before.
Hour 3 on the other side. We'll see you then. But let's talk about what happened directly outside of WrestleMania in the MetLife parking lot.
And this guy tells Zeke, yeah, hey, just follow that car right down that way.
If that awning was literally 6 inches lower, I'm dead.
Hey, who the fuck told you guys to drive down there?
So I get a text from Nick that says, call me when you can. And I never get that type of text from Nick, right?
Granted, it's unfortunate that, the boys, the Roadhawks, didn't have their WrestleMania moment. We talked about it earlier. All of us felt like we were in like a trench in World War II. Yes. Tell you what, the WWF will be proud. That's a lot of fucking destruction. I thought the entire building was coming down.
The best looking uprights I've ever seen in my life.
Hey, who the fuck told you guys to drive underneath there? I will never forget April 7th.
Ain't nothing Lady Grey can't handle.
Turn left onto 33rd Street.
They said to come to the loading dock. Yeah, they want to set up a shot, so they're going to come out with cameras and like show that we're tailgating. Tailgate spot. A U-turn? Is that what you're saying? We're just doing a U-turn. Want to move up?
And this guy tells Zeke, yeah, hey, just follow that car right down that way. And so we're thinking, okay, no problem. Backing up. So Zeke moseys on down this way and just fucking
Jesus Christ. Oh. I think it's stuck. Fuck. I fucking told you guys. Like, come on, dude.
Who told you to go through here?
These guys did.
Nah, you supposed to come through this shot like right here. I didn't tell you to go through there.
You told me to
Yeah, right down this lane here.
Fuck.
The club sign.
Come on, guys. Fucking A. I'll be looking out there. Oh, fuck.
So what you just heard was a RV that was clearly too tall for an awning that was hanging over. And Zito was going so fast in that the entire RV ended up under the awning.
Yep.
And it wasn't until they were all the way under that Zito said, "Oh, I think we're stuck." And at that moment, he puts it in reverse and rides back through all of it. And that's what the piercing sound of metal that you heard ripping through.
Fuck, what should we do? Did it fucking everything up there? The backside fucked too? How's it going, sir? Yeah. Yeah, they just keep fucking sending us through here.
Just sending somebody out, just hang tight, alright? Did you check the top?
It's destroyed.
Scratched up?
No, like the whole thing is. Oh, fuck. Like, they're gonna fucking send me fucking through somewhere.
You know everything, everybody alright in there?
Yeah.
Stay calm. Yeah, you're right. Stay calm, too. They told you to go through.
I am on the bus with the rest of the WWE roster driving by. There's 2 fire trucks, there's a cop, there's paramedics, there's quite a scene.
Fucking A. How's it going, sir? Oh, yeah, they sent me through, and I was just like, alright. Yeah.
And we're just rolling by going into the fucking MetLife Stadium, and I get a Corey Graves. Is that your RV?
Yeah, you guys hear about McAfee's guys? Drove a fucking RV into the arena? Into the arena.
That road to WrestleMania, man.
Hey, I'll tell you what, that's the furthest I've ever seen any vehicle get underneath that fucking awning. Look at the ladder on the back of the RV. It's almost fucking...
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. Tuesday, June 1st, 2021. Hour 3 is about to happen. It's about to go down. Yeah. Things are about to be magical. Twine, drop the beat, please, sir. There it is. Here we go. AJ Hawk, how you doing, pal?
Hey. Thank you, AJ. Doing great, pal.
It's great to see you. I thought we had a guy join us. I was real excited. I was going to get right into it. Oh. 2:05 Eastern Daylight Time now, because it is spring into summer. Eastern Daylight Time. We'll have a fantasy football expert and insider who has whittled a list down of Julio Jones' potential landing spots to 19 teams. Cannot wait to chat with him. AJ, couple quick questions on some stuff going on. Tim Tebow's home and away jerseys are top 2 sellers in the NFL right now. Staying power. The day after he got signed to that team, he went up to number 1, still number 1. Have you bought your Tebow shit yet? And Ian Rapoport asked us to name the position that Taysom Hill plays as opposed to saying Taysom Hill. Do you think Urban Meyer has the Taysom Hill mindset like Sean Payton had for Timmy Tebow? Or is this all just one big, we'll see how it goes type situation the more he can do? Taysom Hill covering a kick, by the way, is not something I think Tim Tebow will be able to do. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. That is something like inside you have to have a certain drive to cover kicks. Will Tim Tebow do that? It would be great to see, but I'm not 100% sure. But maybe he's just a gadget guy, third down red zone guy, and maybe he has 10, 15 touchdowns, AJ Hawk.
I don't think they know what they have in Timmy yet. I mean, they'll have to see once training camp comes and even whatever preseason games they play to see like what kind of role they can have for him if he's on the team, I guess.
The thought of Tebow, you know.
Yeah. I don't think they brought him there to throw a whole lot of passes.
Wow.
AJ, you drafted Trevor Lawrence, number 1. Why?
Bro, are you kidding me? Trevor Lawrence, shotgun, rolls right, throwback left, Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola situation. Tebow catches it. What do we got? Jameis Winston in the Nickelodeon game. Mucking touchdown.
Yeah.
Every single game. Every single game, at least twice.
Or like you said, the red zone, like a little tight end around, and then Trevor.
Philly.
Yeah, Trevor's replacing him, going out back. I mean, Tebow might throw 20 touchdowns.
And everybody knows, like, you got to know if a running back's lefty or righty, AJ. That's not, hey, this guy's a lefty. Remember that. Whenever he's in motion, rolling to his left, think about a pass potentially. Timmy Tebow, you know, he's good. I hope he's good, dude. I do.
What if he throws what if all of a sudden they run a gadget to him and he throws it right-handed? That would really throw people off.
Well, we've been talking about Aaron playing lefty this year. And that really hasn't caught on at all, but
it's about to. It's about to get some traction.
I hope so.
Tebow had enough trouble with his left hand. Let's just let him throw lefty. We don't have to make him throw righty, okay?
Maybe. Yeah, I played baseball one time.
That's right.
Yeah.
I batted from the wrong side of the plate.
True.
Because I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Tim didn't know he was a righty.
Chance.
You ever think about that?
I mean, if he didn't know he was a righty, then he was a damn good football player at Florida.
That's what we're saying. He was handicapping himself. He was self-handicapping by using his weak arm his entire career.
Do you think Tebow is maybe pissed, though, and said something to Urban because he found out a couple nights ago that Chris Jericho is a better quarterback than he is?
Chris Jericho was slinging that rock, by the way. Yeah. Did you see that?
Chucking it.
So was it? I like Charlie Strong feeding him the balls, too.
By the way, live, whatever it is, Chris Jericho catches that thing with gloves on with his fingers out. Listen, that laptop's going to hurt, all right? Mm-hmm. And that laptop had probably plays and designs for Tebow on it.
Yeah.
Nobody ever thinks about that. Urban's like, yeah, fuck it. Hey, we're on the same team here. Go ahead and take. He obviously assaults MJF or whatever, but I think the footballs, with how hard he was firing them, tight spirals, by the way, you just getting pelted in the ribs with an NFL ball is not fun at all. That is not a fun. I did not expect Chris Jericho to fire that pigskin. He's
got a gun.
I did not expect that at all. Those were some hucks, but shout out to Chuck Strong and Urban Meyer obviously getting involved in the action there.
Yeah, but is it Tony Khan who runs AEW?
Yeah, he cut a promo on WWE the other day too.
Oh, I did see that. Was he standing outside a venue, I think?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Is it weird that Urban went on to a platform that uses the word elite in the middle of it?
He's been describing things as elite lately, by the way.
Oh, he's back on elite.
Yeah,
he's
I
off
think
the
so.
edge.
I think at the beginning he was a little bit upset. He said, we're going to live on the edge. And, anytime you try to put in a new word to replace another word, it's not always the easiest thing to do. You know what I mean? And I think on the edge is what he was trying to put in for elite. And then he got a chance to start describing something. He's like, you know what? Fucking hey, that's elite. That's
elite.
That's elite. Right? I think that kind of happened. But I think Urban's going to do well down there. The more and more, the fact that he did that, by the way, makes me think like, okay, Urban Meyer. I think Urban Meyer's much more of a human than I ever expected. I thought that dude was just robot stooge from college football. He seems to be he seems to be a guy down there.
Yeah, it looked like he actually had fun. Like, I'm sure he was like, this is probably how I felt going down to your stuff and you wrestling. Like, this is so bizarre and awesome at the same time.
Yeah, I agree. And that's life, isn't it? Now, speaking of bizarre and awesome, joining us now is a top 10 analyst 2017, 2018, 2019. Waiting on the judges and the votes for 2020. Don't know if that already happened, but let's assume he's going for a four-peat. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, Mr. Jason Moore. Hey, let's go.
That's how you intro a man.
Hey, let's go, Jason. Let's go. How are you doing, pal?
I'm doing great. I'm sure 2020 is going to be on the list soon. The draft rankings are not quite out yet. They wait towards the August season of fantasy football to release that. But, I'm hopeful for the four-peat.
Okay, so I think that you were a fantasy football podcast host. I'm terrible at the game of fantasy football. It requires a lot of time, a lot of due diligence. You have to be intelligent. All things I am not really a big fan of doing in my life, but I appreciate the people that do. What separates you from everybody else? Is it just how goddamn smart you are, Jason? Is that the separator?
I would say that's the primary factor, but it's not the only one. There's a team of three of us here and people behind the scenes that are a lot smarter than me that help out. But I mean, that's the point of our show is like people like you that don't have the time to the dedication to focus on fantasy. Just listen, and then we make you smart. That's our goal.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I'm going to listen. Can't thank you enough for joining us here today. I saw a tweet where you whittled down, Julio's homes. And as soon as we saw it over here, we were thankful, because we hadn't gotten a chance to really hear what teams Julio would like to go to. We heard him say, I'm out of there, and I just want to win, on a phone call. We heard that. but you really putting it out there what teams you want to go to, we were thankful for. And now you got a chance to tell us, like, hey, your investigative work and everything. How did you get to these 19 or 20, depending on if my counting was right, destinations for Julio?
Yeah, well, I've got an update to the destinations here in a minute, but
whoa!
Fake news. Yeah. The reality here is, we're full time, in the football world for years and years. So we follow all the beat reporters on all the teams. We see all the news out of, each local area. Yeah. And so we know which teams are wanting in, which teams are wanting out. It looks like the Rams are out. Oh. The Rams are no longer.
Schrags told us that last week. Did you see? You didn't. He told
I was a little slow on the uptake there, but I have to add the Panthers, Chiefs, Browns, and Steelers to the list. So we're getting close to finding out the destination. But I do rule out the Los Angeles Rams now.
Yeah, and that was Julio's list, right? Not the Rams. This wasn't the team's list. This was Julio's list. Does Julio hate Sean McVay? Is that why? Or is it because Traeger came out and said, nah, we don't want him? Does Julio feel disrespected by Sean McVay and the Chargers there? Or are we misreading the whole list in general?
Yeah, well, probably, but I would say that when it comes to Julio's destinations, when he did hear from Traeger that the Rams were out, you have to. Now, I have not spoken to Julio, but I have to assume disrespect. I have to assume you're out on me. I'm a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. You're out on me. I'm out on you. Yeah. This is a breakup situation. He's not going to stand there and let them say, I don't want Julio. He would never have gone to the Rams. That's my understanding, is he was out well before the Rams were out.
Okay, thank you. So we just got a chance to publicly hear that the Rams were out via Schrags, who's promoting a podcast. Way to piece it together there. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, you just alluded to the fact you hadn't spoken to Julio yet, but in your research, do you know if there's like a favorite team or a top 3 that he's getting close to now?
Well, he has listed the Patriots as a team he would want to play for. I do think, in all seriousness, there is a list of clear leaders. The Patriots, the Chargers, the Titans are 3 of the teams that I would put my money on if I was making a bet. But according to local reporters from almost every NFL city, it seems like all the teams would like Julio Jones on their roster.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, we're kind of getting the same read as you, but we are thankful. We are very thankful that you you put it on paper, legitimized it for us for the show. Thank you for joining us. What's the name? The Fantasy Footballers?
The Fantasy Footballers podcast or website. We can help you win in fantasy and have a good time doing it.
Where are you from, Jason?
Our studio is in Phoenix, Arizona. We're in the hottest place in the world right now.
I heard Phoenix is awesome, though. I mean, I've heard that place is awesome over there.
Yeah, Phoenix has its ups and downs, but its downs are the summer, and that's where we're heading. So, other than that, it's great.
All right, well, lock it down. We appreciate you, Jason Moore.
Yeah!
Hey, he's tapped into all the local writers. I think he subscribed to The Athletic, right? Isn't that what they did?
Yep.
Kind of get a chance to hear that. Really appreciate Jason Moore. I'm going to listen to the Fantasy Footballers, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
AJ, what's your problem? What's your deal?
You let him go. I wanted to ask him how many of those teams legitimately have a chance to get Julio.
You wanted to ask a question?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Interesting.
Didn't look
Thanks
like
for shutting
it.
me down.
Well,
hey, that was a moment there. Okay, you hear me? You really? I mean,
I wasn't ready. I always wasn't ready.
I guess like you, for those that are just listening, you have no idea. So normally there's a interaction between me and AJ while somebody is speaking because we're not in the same studio, where I point and AJ gives like a yup, like he has a question or something like that. As soon as this Jason Moore guy gets on, we get one question in. I pointed AJ, and the first time ever, he waved off the fastball.
Yeah.
He just shook it off, and then I had to eat everything that was going on. And I assume that was just because you were trying to get a feel for it. Is that what was going on?
I wasn't prepared yet. You came to me too early.
Oh, okay. All right.
But then the double point. Then you come. I could have easily, after I shook off the first one, I could have given you, I'm good now. But you pointed again, and I had to let you know, no, not happening right now.
What a moment. That's why this show is this show, though. I assume that Fantasy Footballer show is 10 times better than our show.
He's got a great setup.
That studio is
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. What's going on? We got pretty good shit.
Yeah. It's nice in here.
We got Celsius fridge.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Got the punch out thing down.
Rabbit, man.
Got the AJ Hawk.
Yeah, I saw the church was still standing.
Church still up. Yeah, it looks good. We've been taking care of the landscape. It turns out contractors not easy to find right now.
No Really? way.
Coming out of quarantine, like.
Well, wood's so goddamn expensive.
Well, not just the wood, the gas, the everything, but also I think they're filled with jobs.
Oh.
Like
they got pushed back.
There's no longer
also
like a
stimulus and stuff like that. A little extra money.
There's there's a lot of shit going on. I think so. It's been tough. I mean, I had to look over the blueprints, and my thoughts were pretty good with the engineers and the architects, but I think it's going to take a little bit. A lot longer than I expected. I thought we'd be able to just put that fucker together. It's not the way it goes. Still got the cross on top of the building. Got to figure that one out.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't want people thinking that, Jesus lives there. He moved along. He moved out. He used to live here. But
I mean, what do you do, though? Like, what's the, it's like, how do you get rid of a flag? Like, isn't taking a cross down, it's got to be something.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a third party. I'm going to have to hire somebody to do that middle of the night. I don't see it. I don't know it. I don't know nothing about it. You know what I mean?
Middle of the night.
Because we don't need a demonic situation.
Right, exactly. The neighbors smothers.
Oh God.
If he hears a hacksaw on that thing at the top in the middle of the night,
he'll lose it.
This thing is huge on top, by the way. Huge up there. But we're false. This is, we're doing faux representation, I don't want people to think like, hey, I need something. I need somewhere to go. This is a place to go. It's like, he don't live here no more, okay? He used to, and you can do what you got to do. So we have to take it down. I don't know the right way to do it or how to do it, though. It's big.
Yeah.
It is big.
I'm sure there's plenty of people on the internet that know, like, the proper way to dispose of that.
I'm sure of it. Yeah, the internet definitely.
How to get rid of cross that you bought off a church.
I'm sure that's going to come back very
How
good.
to get rid of 20-foot cross.
Oh, how to get rid of crosses, then it'll turn into burning cross, then it'll be like Ellie Kempler. Or
Oh,
whatever.
jeez.
It'll be like,
Oh, yeah,
man.
can't do that.
Dude, I want to let everybody know. Okay? I didn't watch The Office. We all know that. I don't watch anything. I'd come home, though, and Ellen would be on, and she'd be guest hosting. And I'm like, why is this person guest hosting? My wife, like, oh, she's loved by everybody. Okay, so that's the only place I ever know her is from guest hosting Ellen's show. Learned a lot about her this morning on the internet. Wow.
I still don't understand, like, what the pageant thing, what is it?
I had to get into 4 different
Wikipedia tabs
searches, to really find it. But if you go deep enough, you will figure it out.
She knew, like, was she aware of everything going on around that pageant?
I didn't go deep enough to know that. I'm assuming the information about her in this situation is very new to the world. That's why everybody's learning about it. If I'm her, though, I'm trying to get out in front of this one.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
They make it sound like it'd be pretty tough not to know what was going on. So,
Jesus. She was in The Office. You guys love that show. What's that all about?
Her character stunk.
Yeah, she's my least favorite character. I wish she was.
No,
in the
you
show.
guys never said that.
Yeah, I said
you guys never
that.
said that. You
First thing I said.
Yeah.
No, you guys said Office. Every character, good character.
No, that's not true.
Nope.
Second worst character, to be honest. But
who's the worst?
Nelly.
I think I would like to stand firm on she is the worst character in the show.
Yeah, Diggs, of course.
Diggs loved her.
Yeah.
Tony.
No, I said second
Big
worst.
fan.
Wow.
Blocker.
That's unbelievable. So what do you just watch the show and you go, that's the one I like right there?
Yeah.
Second worst.
Second worst, okay. What did the other person do? Just so I know if it's not a prom queen for the KKK.
It's kind of shit. I save it for another time.
Allegedly, by the way. Allegedly. I don't want to get into this game again. I'm out of it, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Talking Hollywood. Can't do it. Listen, I was in those waters this weekend. They are mean to me. They got no respect for me at all over there.
Once again, you were not reporting this.
No,
you are just simply reacting to what you saw trending on Twitter.
They observe and report. I have not observed enough to give an actual, feeling and thought about this whole thing, but the Miles Teller fans came after me this weekend. And I put my phone down, for the holiday, but as soon as I opened it up, they were still there.
Still there.
They are not happy with me, AJ.
I mean, it's got to feel good for him that he knows he has a strong backing of fans.
Well, I also saw some other people send some stuff to him, too. That wasn't great. People that were my fans, I think. They decided.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good situation, but me and Miles, hey, my tie,
yeah,
I think we're going to survive this.
Oh, really?
I think we're going to survive this.
Nice.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, maybe eventually he comes in, like he knocks you out while you're at the booth calling a Friday night. What do you think?
Yeah. Knocks me out, huh? That's funny.
It's so easy to get you upset.
Well, you're linebacker.
Mob World? Is it coming to Mob World, really?
Yeah, well, you're a linebacker in the NFL. You haven't just been mocked and ridiculed for being a kicker and punter your entire life. You know what I mean? So,
what do you mean?
Todd Herman sent out a tweet about a week ago. I was like, funny, because my immediate reaction was the complete opposite. Would be tough to sell Top Gun 2 if that guy gets knocked out by punter, which is that's my immediate thought. But then after learning the whole story, it's like, oh, okay, fuck it. Miles Teller, good guy, good guy. Don't know why he chose to bury me with his entire story, but good guy.
Because you were the only one that said something on Friday Night SmackDown about it.
I'm not the only one that said it on
didn't
Friday.
Put out the article, AJ. There was 20 articles before that.
First off, stop coming to me, all of you. Don't come to me with any of this.
No beef, AJ. Come on.
I don't have a beef with anyone involved, but if there's one thing I am not, it is the middleman, and I have been that person recently, and it's not happening.
Getting sick of it.
That is not my deal. I don't facilitate. I don't mediate. I don't do any of that.
No,
you got a problem? You got a problem? Cool. Leave me out of it.
Oh, too bad.
No,
I'm not mad at either.
I had a
I'm
problem.
not mad at anybody.
I did have a problem for a little bit as I was getting attacked for people were acting as if I was the Maui Police Department or whatever. Like I was doing this entire thing. I'm like, this was. But then after hearing, I'm like, all right. I can understand how this could be a little bit of a situation, I guess. So I moved on. I'm a big fan. But I mean, you just have them come in and just knock you out. I mean, what are we doing here?
Ridiculous.
Well, I mean, what do you? Don't break it. Don't break your old kayfabe, bud. I'm just talking wrestling with you.
Okay. This guy. Let's go to Sam down there in Louisville. What's going on, Sam?
What's up, Pat, AJ, and the boys? How you doing?
Hey, not too shabby. How are you?
Doing all right. We all know this is the best show on the internet, but it stinks.
Yeah.
It's the best show on the internet.
Okay, thank you so much. It's very nice of you, Sam. We appreciate you listening and watching wherever the hell you may be. I guess in this particular case, Louisville. All right, I don't know if you're always in Louisville or if you travel and all that, but what do you want to talk about, pal?
Well, I'm hoping my question will piss off some NFC East fans. My question is, if FanDuel put out an over-under bet on this, any NFC East team will win the Super Bowl in the next 20 years, are you hammering the over?
20?
The interesting thing with the NFC East is they could all be Super Bowl champs this year. AJ thought, remember you thought the Cowboys were going to be in there. I mean, the Eagles, fascinating to me. Very fascinating to me with the Eagles. You know what I mean? How that whole thing pans out or whatever. Like, that team could be very bad. They could be very, very bad. But the Washington football team gave Tampa all they could handle in the playoffs. And the Giants, they seem to be going all in because the owner said he's tired of telling people why they lose all the time. So I just, I don't know. I don't know how the NFC East shakes up, but I assume it's going to be better than it had. It was terrible last year. That thing was a laughing stock over there. Dak got hurt, obviously. That changes a lot of things. But it was national TV every week, just bad football.
Well, it helps that Washington definitely has a lot of potential and a lot of hope there. Let's see how Fitzmagic will play, especially early on. But the Giants, Danny Dimes, let's see what he is. If he he takes another step forward, the Giants could be a contender as well.
Let's go to John in Canada. John, what's going on, pal?
Cowboys, obviously, we know they're a contender.
You still feel that way?
Sure. Dak looked good, man. I saw a picture of Dak throwing. Whew. Looks good.
I saw odds. Big Mike's best odds to get fired first.
Oh, that's a little surprising to me. It's only his second year.
I think that's indicative of the first year. You know what I mean? I think that's what everybody is potentially talking about. They're playing good football at the end, though, remember?
Yeah, absolutely.
Watermelons, the whole thing. Speeches. He was surprised by the amount of water in watermelon.
Right.
Jerry Jones said that was one of his favorite moments of the season, is Mike's dismay about how much water is in watermelons. But Vic Fangio's there. I assume he would have been up higher. That team might be real good, though. They got money, too. AJ says the Broncos Nation is saying that money's for Aaron Rodgers still. Yeah. Brian Gutekunst has allegedly told people, Schneidman's reporting, they aren't trading him. So LaFleur's on there is getting fired. That's like the greatest head coach in the history of the NFL if you just look at stats. So I don't know if anybody knows anything right now. This is all just conversation piece.
Well, and like you said, I mean, how is Zach Robinson or Zach Taylor or whatever the hell his name is, how is he not number one up there?
Yeah, that guy in Cincy, we don't know if he's good at coaching football or not, do we, AJ?
I mean, it feels like we don't know anything about the guy. A lot of people don't know he's there.
That's great for Zach Taylor, by the way.
Yeah.
I think, And
How long was this deal, though? Didn't he sign like a 5-year deal?
5 years, I think.
And that was after the McVay hiring, where everybody was like, "Hey, this is how this whole thing goes. This is what you're going to do." With all that we know about the Bengals and the way things go, should we give Zach a little bit more leeway? You know what I mean? Should we say, like, hey, maybe that guy does understand how to coach football? It doesn't look like it. They don't win.
Hey, just look at the organization, though. We don't know one way or the other how he's going to be as a head coach. But the organization does not hire people to fire him.
AJ said that, by the way. AJ just said it's the organization's fault why they aren't good, so maybe we don't
I
judge
didn't say anything
that.
about, no, I said they don't fire people to pay him for 3 more years. The Bengals are not a team that have done that much in the past, I don't think.
You're right. So they'll hang on no matter what. Like, hey, this is a depreciating value. This is something that has not worked, but we are going to have to pay him for another 3 years and somebody else, so maybe we just deal with this at this time. But maybe Joe Burrow's second year there.
Yeah.
Coming back, couple offensive linemen D-line got active. Maybe this is when the Bengals really take their full shape, and maybe we'll get to see Zach Taylor have an opportunity this year to be a pretty good football coach.
I mean, the Bengals signed guys in free agency. I feel like they're more active this year.
Hendrickson, right? Big Hendrickson out of New Orleans down there.
And they have been in previous years, so he might be turning it around.
Hey, he's disrupting quarterbacks, that guy.
Oh,
yeah. He's doing that whole thing. The Hammer Down boys are here. They go live 4 p.m. Eastern every single day at youtube.com/Hammer Down. We hit on it a little bit earlier. You guys are hot right now or no?
I went 2-0 on Friday night, and then I took the rest of the weekend off. So.
Oh, you said, hey, Memorial Day weekend, rest in honor.
I had 2 bad days Wednesday and Thursday. Got back on the winning side Friday. I said, you know what? I don't want to tempt fate this weekend.
Oh, so we don't know what digs we're getting today.
No, I kept it going. We're good.
How'd you do? You did pretty good.
Saturday was good. Sunday.
Hey, how about Chelsea, huh? How about Chelsea, huh? Christian Pulisic, huh? Can't even clap. AJ can't even give a little hand. First American to ever appear in a Champions League championship game. Won. Didn't start. They had some other scrub from Germany in there instead of him. But, I mean, he got a chance to win. Good for him. Shout out to Christian Pulisic continuing to climb the ranks here. Chelsea winning, that's a big deal, right?
Yeah, the Man City coach also starting a lineup that he didn't play all year with no striker and no defensive midfielder was quite a decision he made.
Why does that happen?
I have no fucking clue. It blew my mind.
Oh, he's trying to throw the game.
If I saw that lineup, I wouldn't have bet them. I took it on the shins there.
Oh, really? That was like your only loss. Of course.
Maybe they had some injuries.
I went down to winner's circle for that one.
Oh, to watch the game?
To put the...
Oh, so you went big boy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You felt good about Man City?
Yeah, I thought Man City was a lock.
They were humming, and Chelsea just wasn't.
Chelsea played well, man. They sat in, wait for their chance, and got the goal they needed.
Hey, it's very, there's Brits.
Yeah.
It was an all-British final.
Uh-huh.
Of course. That's a direct style of play. I mean, they are an attacking bunch.
Yeah.
It was an entertaining watch. My problem is, and I realized this on Saturday, or whenever it was, Saturday?
Yep.
On Saturday, I realized once I stopped watching, couldn't get back in.
Yeah.
Like I started the game, watched the game, got, okay, here we go. This guy stinks. He's in instead of Pulisic. What the hell's going on? Is Pulisic hurt? I tweet, by the way. Then they scored like a minute and a half later. So he can't make this squad power, whatever a lot of people told me. All right, okay.
Sure.
Then I watched that Werner guy stumble all over himself 4 or 5 more times. I'm like, all right, that guy can, our guy can't. Is this a little bit of hatred because he's American?
Yeah.
Maybe. Is that what it is? He gets on, they win. How you doing? But once I stopped watching from the beginning, I couldn't find myself to get back in. And I wonder how many people do that.
So if Man City would have scored first, it would have been a more entertaining game because Chelsea would have had to go for it. Chelsea basically sat in. They sat 2 guys out wide on the bylines, and that's why that goal came right through the middle because they just opened up the middle of the park.
AJ, I don't know if you saw this yesterday. Virginia and Maryland played in a lacrosse national championship.
Oh, yeah.
And the final 12 seconds were awesome. It was everything that lacrosse should just put on every commercial. This is lacrosse. 1-goal game, national championship on the line. Face-off guy for Maryland wins and runs right down the middle. And the Virginia team, by design, lets this guy go because he's the face-off guy, so he probably is worse than everybody else at goal scoring.
Yes.
So since they didn't have enough people to defend, Maryland and Virginia come down to basically a breakaway by Maryland's worst breakaway guy, and a goalie just, boom, stuns him, saves it, game winner, national champs. How you doing? Keep it moving. I didn't understand the ins and outs of lacrosse because it's the sport of the future. I'll get to it when it is.
Yep.
But when that whole thing happened, I saw it. That was awesome. I should have been watching that whole game. Why did he just get a free run at the goalie? Did I explain that accurately?
Yeah, you did. I mean, when you watch the clip back, like the defenseman for Virginia stayed on their guy instead of stopping the ball, which is what you're supposed to do because of the fact that this was apparently a backup face-off man as well, not their starter. He came in, played really well, and then he had that
Face-off
chance
guys,
at the end.
though, and girls come in, do face-offs, get off field.
Yeah, they're called FOGOs for short because it's face-off, get off.
Okay, and since there wasn't enough time for him to get off after winning face-off, the Virginia team knew that, okay, he's going to have to stay on. We guard everybody. Tell the goalie, hey, you're going to have to make a save against their backup Fogo.
Yeah, the only chance they have there is for their Fogo to win the face-off. Because even if he doesn't win it clean or whatever, because the Virginia guy's probably just trying to hold the ball there at midfield so that they don't have that opportunity. But instead, obviously, he won. The only chance that they have is a quick shot right away.
Backup face-off guy, that's your dream moment, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, you go in, you win the face-off. Oh, my fucking God, I did it. You're sprinting down, you're realizing, oh, they're playing ISO with me and the goalie. Oh, I got the national championship to tie it up here.
On the line.
On the line. Woo. What a moment. That 10 seconds of that guy, what his brain had going on. Oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. Oh, my God. And then the goalie's just like, this guy stinks.
Yeah, Stonewall.
This guy stinks.
I mean, he did shoot it directly at him. Granted, he's
Hey, it was on net.
Yeah, it was on net.
It was on net.
It was on net, but it was right in the guy's chest. What are you going to do?
It was awesome to watch, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really cool lacrosse
Great
stuff.
game.
But once again, that was 15 seconds long. I didn't watch anything else.
Well, I mean, from the score you saw, it was 17-16. I mean, it was a high-scoring game. It was real good.
Lacrosse is a cool sport. I can understand why people get into it. I don't know why. I just can't. What's the deal, AJ? Why can't I get into it?
I think it's because, like, I'm kind of with you. It's really cool, but I never played it. I think you have to kind of.
Yeah,
it helps if I played it. If I grew up messing around doing it a little bit, but I just haven't.
Yeah, like I've shot, basketball growing up. I never played baseball, so I'm not a fan of it, which makes sense. But you're right. I think that is it. I have to, like, kind of. I mean,
don't understand it, really. Like,
I've gotten out the stick, and I've popped some twine.
Yeah, of course.
I popped some twine back and forth.
Well, and that's probably why it's not like where it is, just because there's only 15 states, maybe 20 states that actually play lacrosse. Like growing up in high school and stuff.
Hey, that's Canada's national sport, lacrosse.
Yes, sir.
You guys just unbelievable up there. Just
Very good lacrosse.
Very good.
You guys just got silky twine, dude.
They play all year round, indoor, outdoor, never stop.
You guys got pond lacrosse up there, playing
yeah.
on skates.
Uh-huh.
Oh, really?
The old box across.
So when you throw that ball and it goes 7 miles down the pond, is that what happens? Because I don't know.
Well, you got a bucket of balls, because you got the ball hunt at the end. So if you got the ball that's going 7 miles down, you let that one go, you got another one in the bucket.
I remember we go practice, our soccer team would go practice at a well-to-do high school or whatever.
Yeah.
They would have the lacrosse nets there. Mm-hmm. And there'd be maybe some kid playing in the back. He would miss, and that ball would go out of the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
It was gone, and he had to go fetch them all back, and then he had his round 2. Kicking, very similar, right? You kick, and then you have to get the balls and all that. But I feel like that little thing, it's gone. How many balls are lost to practice? 10?
Oh, at least 10. Yeah, at least. And usually you have about 100 balls there just in case it is an off day and everyone's missing the net and you lose 50 balls.
Yeah. Expensive sport? Got to be...
Yeah. Pretty expensive.
Why?
Sticks are about like $100.
It's like hockey, but it's like hockey without skating.
Yeah, and the sticks also break, and the head of the stick is also another, $100-$150. Like they're separated.
Does the head have a swivel on it that you can activate, or is it just?
Not that you activate, but you kind of jam a ball in there like a baseball mitt, maybe to warm up a mitt. You do the same thing with a lacrosse head.
Get a little loose.
Yeah, and you can change it out if you don't like how it's thrown, or the whip on it, if you will, is off.
Oh, you put a little. Is it like a golf flex, like sturdy flex on the thing?
On the lacrosse shaft. Yeah, that's why they're different shafts. Some of them bend a little bit more. Some of them are a little more sturdy. There's wooden shafts as well, and those things hurt.
And what do you have to bounce it every 4 steps?
No bouncing. You can just run.
So how does anybody ever lose it?
Because the defense, their lacrosse poles are 6 feet. The offense, their lacrosse poles are only 3 feet.
And they're just whacking the shit out of it.
And they're rapping. They're doing everything they can. They're laying the wood. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
But if you beat up that net enough, shouldn't it just sit in there like a little baby, like in a baby in a thing?
There is a rule that the ball is not allowed to hang below the base of the head.
Oh, so they are judging the twine.
They're judging the twine, and if your twine gets judged and it's judged poorly, that's a big-time penalty. And you're locked in.
You're locked in.
Yeah.
What's that, first down?
I forget what the symbol is for locked in. It's something like that, but that means, you go on a power play, right, in hockey. You score. Usually the guy comes out of the box. Penalty's locked in. You score. Guy stays in the box. You're still on the power play.
Okay. No, locked in.
And that's not good for the team.
No, not good for anybody. But it is good for you to have the ball a little bit deeper so those big old sticks can't beat up your little baby stick.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I mean, that is a good advantage. But
AJ, we'd have those 6-foot sticks, wouldn't we? We'd be fucking batters up, and they
Deep
start
Hole
going.
City. Oh, yeah.
I want to score goals. Now I'm playing offense. I want the 3-foot stick.
Oh, you're coming around here, huh? Look at this thing. This is what you're facing with me, pal.
Bang it.
Can't wait. You don't know if you're left or right-handed, so I could easily trick you.
No, I'm doing this with the fuck.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
See how handles?
Dangles.
Hey, if they took the goalie out of soccer, like what would a professional score be, you think?
I think every time somebody touched the ball, they put it in.
It's so hard though to even get a shot on goal. I feel like in professional soccer.
Yeah, but guys would just pull up. A lot of the teams.
Yeah, but you could still have dudes hanging out back there, and they could kick it out. Like if you want to try to cherry pick and just blast it down, you can still kick it, but no official goalie.
All right, so there's a game you play whenever you're like in soccer or whatever. It's hit the net on the fly. You know what I'm talking about? Like you're just trying to hit the net on the fly.
Yeah.
I mean, guys can do that from the other side of the field. Like on a pretty I was able to do it as a teenager. I'd assume these guys
make the net half the size then. Maybe shrink it half the size, no goalie.
It's practically.
Huh. What are you trying to do, AJ? It's the beautiful game.
Mickey Mouse.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I forgot you guys were all old guys like LaRussa that want to hold up the old school.
Don't you do that, okay? Pimp your home runs, kid. Oh, yeah. All right, don't call me LaRussa. It's funny you say that because there's a lot of drills that you do where the goalies are kind of working on their own thing. You can go side panel can be a goal, or they'll set up a goal with no goalies or whatever. And I got a chance to play on some MVP teams, okay, overseas, guys that don't really, know me that well or whatever. In practice, I would get the ball at like half field, and I guess the point of these drills was to, promote like ball possession, like move the ball around. Mm-hmm. As soon as I would get it, that thing's going right at the fucking net. Yeah. Just as soon as I got the ball, goal, thank you very much. I got like 3 goals in my first drill with them or whatever. Coach had to pull me over and was like, that's not what this drill was about. I'm like, are we keeping score or what are we what are we doing? It's like, no, it's for ball possession and movement and like doing this whole thing. I'm like, I thought we were trying to fucking score here. I apologize.
3-0, coach.
I heard winners don't have to run. And let me give you a little heads up. I'm trying not to do that. Okay, we're in the Alps. It is cold and high altitude here. Please get off my dick. But there was a lot more goals in that particular setting with me. Maybe that would make soccer better, huh? Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean I don't want the soccer fanatics to get upset, but
they already hate us.
Maybe there should be a different form of soccer, like maybe like in this. I know there's no off season for these guys. Maybe one of the leagues they're in is like that.
Okay, so I played futsal growing up. It's like indoor soccer, has a little bit of a smaller ball, weighted. It's 4-on-4 with a goalie. That would be awesome.
That's fun. That is fun to watch. I know.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Maybe we should try to get the rights to that.
Okay.
Is that the one where you blasted the guy in the arm and broke his arm?
Yeah. Broke a guy's arm as a teenager. It was
with
awesome.
The ball?
Yeah. Followed up and scored too. Yeah. But play was blown dead after that.
Whoa.
Big goal counted though.
Did somebody shit their pants in this room?
Jesus.
No, but the gas leak might be moving in here.
Oh. Is it gas leak? Should we get a candle in there for you?
Hey,
I don't know.
It just hit me as well.
I still don't smell it. Is it Steven poop up there?
It smells like the pipe.
It does.
It's leaking?
Oh, no.
Let's get to a break.
Uh-oh.
You leaking sewage in there?
Well, easy come, easy go with a lot of gases around here.
Mm-hmm.
Call the mayor.
It smells bad. He's got enough.
That won't help.
He's got enough on his plate. All right, we'll answer some phone calls and end the show here on this beautiful Tuesday, June 1st. Rabbit, if you haven't heard it, good luck. This month's going to be the best month of your life. 1-833-4-McAfee. When we hang up on somebody, call in. It means there's an open spot. Can't wait to chat with you and wrap up today. This is the Pat McAfee Show. It smells like shit.
Thunder, the home of a team and a fan base on a playoff push the likes the world has never seen before. Crescent City, get on your feet for tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Sprite, an incredibly refreshing drink. Starting at forward was the number 2 overall pick in the 2016 NBA draft. Now he's an NBA All-Star, Brandon Ingram. At forward, this man has been dunking on little white kids on the internet for 10 years. The incomparable, unstoppable, 6'6" phenom, Zion Williamson. At center, standing at 8 feet tall, from Georgia Tech, number 22, Derek Favors. This man's family had a reality show in Lithuania. He was born and raised in LA, but he found his J in the N-O. Lonzo Ball. And the OG of the roster. On the court, he's a monster. Braids hanging, shots banging. It's not Drew, it's Drew Holiday. Let's get this done. Thank you very much. Go Pelicans. Tired of me right now. That's how you play basketball. Be a 5-bowler from the Red Panda. Up we go. Yes! 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 Red Panda! What a legendary moment. You're a legend. It's an honor. Mission accomplished, right? Come down, intro some players, throw some bowls to Red Panda.
Every day is game day for these guys. It's showtime on the Pat McAfee Show.
Welcome back to that show. Today's show is presented by Traeger Grills, the wood pellet grill that is literally the perfect Father's Day gift.
Okay.
The Traeger Grill is the easiest way to enjoy wood-fired flavor and has the versatility to do it all. Grill, smoke, bake, roast, braise, barbecue, whatever you need it to do, it can do. It's an all-in-one beautiful necessity for your backyard for this grill season. Make your dad's year by going to www.traegergrills.com/Pat and enter code PAT at checkout to score free shipping. That's traegergrills.com/PAT and enter code PAT at checkout for free shipping. Got a candle going here. I almost just burnt my elbow with it.
Okay.
We think something had passed through our pipes here in our office because it had taken over the entire place. Somebody in the building that we occupy had an incredible shit today, and we want to let them know we are proud of it.
Good poop.
Good poop. AJ Hawk is back. What's going on, AJ?
That doesn't make sense though. Like it would be contained in the pipe.
No, it's still no. You don't know how this plays.
We got a loose pipe here.
Yeah, it's leaky. You must.
Yeah, somebody had a loose pipe. You know what I'm saying? AJ, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, the Traeger grill is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a great Father's Day gift. June something. It's right around the corner. It's something.
It's one of these weekends here.
It's a great gift for dads. Okay, great gift for dads. I can't wait for my dad to enjoy the hell out of his Traeger grill this grill season. Let's get some phone calls, AJ, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
What did we miss today that we should have covered already? Anything?
Probably the
boxing. Jake Paul.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes. Paul Woodley fighting on Showtime boxing or Showtime fighting. I'm pumped about this because Tyron Woodley was talking a lot of shit before this last fight with Jake Paul's trainer, and I thought they were potentially going to be a fight, maybe an undercard, and Jake Paul goes, no, I'll go ahead and take this fight. Tyron Woodley is a guy who knocks motherfuckers out. Jake Paul had to say, it's official. I have a list of people I plan on knocking out, and as I enter my 4th pro fight, I am excited to cross the first one off the list by challenging at T. Woodley, a 5-time UFC champion known for his knockout power. Tyron had run his mouth a little bit too much in the locker room when I knocked out his best friend Ben and earned himself a top spot on the problem child death list. Woo! Tyron's a seasoned striker who has fought the best MMA fighters in the world, but will be dropped by a Disney teen star in 2 rounds. Maybe this time Dana White will actually be a man of his word and put his money on his former champion instead of trying to undermine my success like a jealous ex. Influencer versus MMA. Let's get it on. It's showtime. I'm pumped for this. Hey, here we go. Here we go, AJ. I'm excited as hell. I think it's August 28th or something like that.
This is awesome. I give Jake Paul a ton of credit for actually fighting Tyron. I watched some of Ben Askren's, like he did a little vlog like when he was training for the fight against him, and he works out with Tyron, and Tyron showed up, and Ben even said like, hey, Tyron's way better boxer than me. Like if he wants to fight Tyron, that might not go so well. So I didn't think Jake would take a fight with Tyron Woodley because Woodley, he is an explosive dude that can knock some people out. But as of late, he hasn't been as good as he was. But man, this dude he's going to look a lot different than Ben Askren when he's in there boxing.
I thought Ben Askren had a chance because, he has done mixed martial arts and the cardiovascular endurance that's needed for boxing and fighting. He's been there, done that for a long time. Jake Paul has been a committed boxer for years and years now. And I'd assume a lot of that is cardio and learning the craft and everything like that. So I thought Ben Askren would be able to get this thing deep. And then when it got deep, just like what Floyd did to Conor, he'd be able to win that thing. Now, Ben showed up and did not look as if he had still been training, as if this was going to be a fight that was going to last long. So
he always kind of looked like that, though. Ben, to his credit, kind of always looked like that.
I think he had a dad bod, but it felt like even at the weigh-in, he was pretty comfortable. You know what I mean? And by the way, Ben Askren, you're right. He has always performed much better than the way he looked like he was. I think Tyron Woodley is going to show up ready to go. Yeah. And I'm not saying Ben didn't. I'm not saying that. But I'm pumped for this. And Jake Paul, who has a lot of confidence for good reason in his boxing abilities, if he wins, this is going to be tough for people. This is going to be tough for people. If he loses, what happens? Will he still box? Will he continue to count it as a minor setback? August 28th, I guess we find out. I cannot wait to watch that thing, though.
Yeah, he could have picked a much less dangerous UFC guy to go against. So, yeah, if somehow Jake Paul would beat Tyron, I think then people would have to really start taking him serious.
Yeah, and, a lot of boxers... And let's view Jake Paul as a professional boxer. He calls himself a Disney teen star and an influencer in the announcement, but he's a professional boxer at this point. Top 10 draw of all time at boxing. I mean, 1.5 million, I think, sold or something like that. That's a lot of money.
Damn. I heard Triller's not like. I heard Triller's has a weird situation going on too. Like they're hemorrhaging money. I heard, allegedly.
Well, and I thought Jake Paul was just running that whole thing over there.
Yeah.
I guess that's not one of his companies. That's somebody else's.
He's in on it. I think he's definitely has a piece.
But then Showtime's like, hey, listen, this is literally what we do. Here we go. We got all the connections in. Here's your percentage every single time we do it. Boom. You want to do this?
So will this be like the other one with all the craziness and Pete Davidson, or is this going to be like a legit boxing card?
I think you think Floyd Conor. I think it's going to be like that. I think that's Showtime. You know, I think that's.
Yeah,
and now,
Showtime's
granted, they will add in. I assume they'll add in some stuff to make it a little bit more showcasey and give.
I think Mauro Ranello is doing the play-by-play.
Mamma mia! He's awesome, dude. He is electrifying. But yeah, I think Showtime will have a little bit more of a sophisticated setup, but hopefully we'll still get Mount Westmore performance too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I want to make sure that stuff continues to happen. I assume Showtime will take it to the next level.
Yeah, with how big of a success it was with the performances and stuff, they probably will weave a few in there.
And not everybody enjoyed the performances, I don't think.
Right.
No, we loved them.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't
Bieber.
I didn't even know Biebs did a full concert.
Yeah. No clue.
It's good, man.
I fell asleep. I caught the highlights later, though. It was good. It was a late night.
Good fight.
I saw, great documentary for you to watch. Pink's documentary.
Oh, really? I haven't watched. I saw the thumbnail, though.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. She just sells out stadiums, huh?
She
Pink,
flies from the Raptors, too, and does all crazy, like, aerobatics.
Yeah, acrobatics. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, she has this thing that straps, and she goes flying through the stadium, and she does... It's very cool to watch her and Carrie Hart and her family and how they go about doing it. I enjoyed it a lot. And my wife's a big Pink fan, so it was on, not much to watch. Hockey season's dead, the Pens lost. So I watched it. It was awesome. 2 hours, I think it was.
What's it on?
Amazon, Hulu.
Okay, one of those.
Okay.
Well, it's a lot of them. Yeah. I got the remote thing that you press and then you say. I did that like 5 times, exit. All right, give me Netflix. Watch The Serpent.
Oh.
Pretty awesome.
Okay.
Pretty awesome, by the way. The Serpent is worth a watch, I think. Watch that whole thing. Got done with that. Okay, what's next? Give me Hulu. Go over there, watch something. Okay. Give me Prime. Okay, go over there. So you're becoming a member of 55 different places.
Oh, yeah.
Paramount Plus. Okay.
The Cock.
Peacock.
Yeah.
You're everywhere. You're a member everywhere. It took a lot.
ESPN Plus.
Disney Plus.
Apple.
Jeez,
aren't they going to start bundling all of these together? Is that how it's going to be? Where they somehow pair them and bundle these all, so you don't have to have a bunch of different logins.
They did bundle Hulu, ESPN Plus, and Disney Plus.
Well, but you got to remember though, Disney bought Fox, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, and then Amazon just bought MGM, the movie studios. Yep. I assume there'll be a lot of purging potentially with big dollar signs behind it. Big. Fake money. Who sees that money? They tell me it's there. Can I buy the plane? What's that? Prime Video is the Pink Duck. I'm watching it. Let's go to Debo in Columbus. What's going on, Debo?
Hey, Pat and the boys. How you doing on this Tuesday?
Hey, not as good as you, Debo. What do you want to talk about, pal?
Well, you covered my hopefulness that Jake Paul's going to get his ass knocked out.
From Ohio.
Ohio guy.
Oh. Hey, Jake Paul's an Ohio guy, Debo.
Man, he's also a YouTube little asshole, so fuck that guy.
Whoa. Holy shit. He's talking about AJ.
But what I want to talk about is Marcus Spears telling everybody publicly on ESPN that the Browns have the best roster in the NFL. Tell me about it, Pat. Come on, baby.
Hey, they do have a good roster, Debo. That's a good team. With Odell Beckham Jr. coming back, they just got a playoff win last year. Are the Browns at the top of the AFC North? I think everybody has to assume that at this point, but if you listen to Ben Roethlisberger talk about this new offense with Matt Canada, he said it's a brand new offense. Yeah. It's been a fun challenge. Things are changing in Pittsburgh. And then you got the Lamar Jackson-led Baltimore Ravens who are still in a wide receiver market, I'd assume. And then the Bengals bouncing back with Joey Burrow crossing traffic already. He's going to be a guy. It's just like the AFC North might be in the turning of a tide, and the Browns roster is a talented one, AJ.
Yeah, but how many wins does a talented roster bring you? Like, we've seen a lot of talented rosters. Like, that's not the only thing.
I mean, they won a lot of games.
I'm not down on the Browns. I am.
You don't like the Browns?
On the Browns. I think they're a legit contender.
You don't like the Browns?
Okay.
Why don't you like the Browns?
I told you. I think the Browns are one of the handful of teams that could win the Super Bowl this upcoming year. But I'm just saying, like, it doesn't. However much talent you have on your roster, like, okay, well, Baker better stay healthy and take another step forward if they want to win the Super Bowl.
True. Imagine if Josh Allen takes another step, what that Bills team will look like, too. The AFC's, and then what if Julio goes to New England alongside everybody else they signed? Mm-hmm. I mean, the AFC and the NFC as well, it's going to be tough to get there. It's going to be tough to get a Super Bowl. That's why if you're a team who could potentially get Julio Jones, go get him.
Bring him in.
What What are we doing, AJ? Get him in here to Indy. What are we doing, dude?
Do you think are they even exploring that opportunity to get Julio to Indy?
Let's go to Kevin in Wyoming. I hope so. Kevin, what's going on, pal? Last call.
How
of the
you
day.
doing?
Just hanging out. How are you?
Doing well, boys. How we doing?
Pretty
good. Right on. Pat, I want to talk to you about the reserve at Moonlight Basin where they're playing the match.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about it.
I have been there. I have played there, actually in early July. When you head out on the course, they give you a can of bug spray, and they give you a can of bear repellent. And it's important you don't mix those two up.
Wow.
So
yeah.
there is a chance that somebody dies.
Yeah. Thanks for the call, Kevin. It'll be worth a watch. You know what I mean? If they got bear repellent, that's going to work.
Well, mosquitoes kill more humans a year than anyone else. So.
Yeah. Going to have to battle them both out there. Plus, of course, that has a 777-yard par 5. Can't wait for the match in July. AJ, any thoughts as Chris Mad Dog Russo with Mad Dog Unleashed is on the other side of this whole thing?
Big show tomorrow. Pat cannot wait. We always kill it on Wednesdays.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but really it's a Tuesday because we took yesterday off, so it depends, how you want to view it. But I got a little bit of the Mondays today, but it's Tuesday. Maybe I'll be better on Wednesday.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I doubt it, though. We got big guests tomorrow with good conversations, a lot of things to talk about. June 2nd, by the way. You know what that means? Post-June 1 designation. A lot of things are going to happen tomorrow. We'll be covering it all. Chris Mad Dog Russo with Mad Dog Unleashed, a trailblazer in sports radio, will be on the other side of this 6-minute break. He's much better than we are. I know it. You know it. We know it. We'll see you manana. We are out. AJ, I got a new row machine at the house.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Is it the hydro, the one with water?
No, it's not the Francis Underwood one. It's a.
Okay.
It's a.
Peloton rower, like the Peloton where you can race people and all that has a screen.
No, I wish I knew that one existed actually, but no, it's I'm doing the one that's in the Hot Works.
Oh, gotcha.
This one you actually go up and it goes down. It's like a full. It's like I'm going to be recruited to the Stanford Croods team.
Nice.
You know what I mean? I'm going to be recruited.
Get in the side door.
Like the CrossFit, like they use?
I've never been in a box to know, but probably if I had assumed with their incredible athleticism, that is what I'm doing, yeah.
So now you're going to become a rower?
No, it helps out the back, though. When I was when I was doing that Hot Works run, were you around for the Hot Works run?
No, I don't know what that is.
Hot Works is this, it's a company that has a bunch of infrared saunas that they have workouts inside of, these little saunas.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was really sweet. My wife and I went for a long time. I got demoted out of one of my scheduled appointments for a Pilates class in another sauna, and I decided I'm never going back. But the row machine, I miss the row machine they have there. So that's what I try to get. It helps your back out, AJ, helps your back out.
You mean it strengthens your back, you mean?
Yeah, it helps it out, dude.
Yeah. So you should just do some good old-fashioned pull-ups, too, with those rows.
I saw everybody do the Murph yesterday. I'm so impressed by the people that can do it. I cannot. I cannot do 100 pull-ups. There's no way.
How, do they, when they do 100 are they doing pull-ups, or are they doing the swing your leg ups?
Oh, like the full body.
The kip ups. Are those 100? Oh, yeah, they do. They always do the kip ups.
Those might be even harder, by the way. I'm not sure those are easier. I think that's even harder. I see a lot of people post about doing the Murph yesterday. And I did not know some of the people that posted they did the Murph would be able to do the Murph. I am very impressed by it. CFO Phil.
Yeah.
He did it yesterday. He knocked that thing out. It is what? It's a mile run, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 pull-ups.
300 squats.
Yeah.
300 squats and then another mile run or something like that.
So
Shout
just
out.
like if you're doing 100 pull-ups, just however long it takes you, you can do 20, you can just keep going.
Yeah, do you have to get them in?
You can do sets of 5, so you can do 20 push-ups, 20 pull-ups, 20 sit-ups, 100 squats, whatever. Then redo that, but you got to run the mile first before doing that thing, and then finish it with a mile.
I had a roommate in college who every time he got up to move, he would do 10 push-ups.
Smart.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I was like, how many do you think you did today? Well, he might have did 200 a day at one point. If he had a very busy day, it was just something. As soon as he gets up, he would just knock out 10 real quick, and then he would go. Middle of class, the bathroom, fucking out of there, done doing it. Very quick. It was a great idea, I thought. I always said I was going to add it to my life.
Yeah.
Never have. Just never have.
Till today.
Today's the day.
I don't think so, because this morning I tried to do some, because I seen everybody doing a Murph.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do 100 of those.
Those things stink.
That's a long. The Murph. 1 mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, 1 mile run in a 20-pound vest.
More body armor. Jeez.
Was everybody doing that?
Phil didn't do it with the vest.
Phil did that with a vest. No way.
I saw people
Well, he
post
didn't do it
times
then.
where like some people it said with vest or without vest.
Yeah.
Oh, so
The
Phil
1
did it
mile,
without
the
a vest.
mile run to start and finish is what would kill me for sure.
4 laps on the track. People forget. That's how far that is. That's a long way.
Yeah.
You hear your little running friends, they post on their social media how far they ran, and you're like, oh, 5 miles. That's what everybody's doing. That is so far.
Yeah.
That is so. I am so impressed by all these people that I did not know are into fitness the way they are.
I've never ran 5. Have you ever ran 5 miles? I never have.
No, I had to do a 2-mile test in 12 minutes for soccer every single year. I
can't do
puked
that.
every year. I puked as I was finishing 11:59 every year. Every single as I'm finishing. 12 minutes. It was a countdown basically. Oh, we're gonna kill McAfee today is basically what every coach thought, because I was not here for a long time, pal. I was here for a quick time. Let's go ahead and score some goals and hide out of
That's
here.
fucking super quick. Not everyone's running a 6-minute mile. I feel like that's extreme.
We had a kid on our team though. He had a 4-minute mile, 4 minutes something, 4:45.
That's the record, isn't it?
No, I think they're down to like 3 something now at this point.
Really?
Yeah, people are running 4-minute miles, I think, on a regular basis. But
3:43.
once again, to remember, that is so incredibly difficult. Just because some human did that, people forget how hard it actually is to do. I couldn't finish that 1 mile run. That would have been maybe a quarter-mile run, quarter-mile, and then maybe a half of like a jog almost. In the finish. That's good for everybody that did that. Shout out to Murph too, by the way. He's a badass motherfucker. I don't know him, but he's a badass dude. If they're saying you want to be like Murph, this is what you got to do. It's like, all right, Murph was a guy.
Yeah.
Murph was a guy.
One of the 4 in the Lone Survivor movie.
Murph was a guy.
Oh, yeah.
You remember how fast Mark Wahlberg was when he was running at the beginning of that movie?
Oh,
When he
yeah.
was running around
Not
the whole
anymore.
camp.
Moving.
What's that?
He's like 280 pounds right now.
I saw that photo. That's,
Is that real?
No, that's
not
real.
Is it?
That's real. Oh,
that's
yeah.
got to be fake.
No. His chef came out and said, hey, look, Mark's eating 7 meals a day. And then some. I got to tell him to stop eating.
How to get the meals into his daily schedule? He had to get rid of something.
He had to change his schedule around. I do believe he cut working out.
Do we have any photos of this whole thing that we're talking about here?
What movie is it for, too? He's just playing some
Pain
big
and Gain.
fatso?
Pain and Gain too.
Hopefully.
Oh, that movie
Pain
was
and Gain.
awesome.
The movie was awesome.
I love that movie.
Me too. That was when The Rock was all in a bunch of.
That looks fake, man. It looks fake.
I think so too.
Look how small his arm looks compared to this belly looks fake.
That's what I mean. He hasn't been working out as much.
You can clearly see the pillow wrap though, right below his chest.
Now, whether or not they added to his gut, that is up for
Is
speculation.
he Irish?
Yeah. Wahlberg, yeah.
So it does go to the neck and face.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's an Irish thing.
Oh yeah, pal.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, pal. Right to the face and the
And
jump.
do you know that he's Irish, Connor?
Yeah, dude. He's from Dorchester.
I saw the town.
By the way, pretty valid.
Yeah. Also, not the
Checks
town.
out.
That would be Charlestown.
Have a little fucking respect, please, for
I'm talking about
Mass.
the accents. I'm talking about accents.
Not bodies?
He's seen a Boston movie, dude.
Have you ever seen The Departed, AJ? That's a big Boston movie.
Never heard of it. No.
Really? You should watch it, dude.
He's also Swedish.
You haven't seen it. You know you haven't seen it. You just know there's a lot of like big time celebrities.
I've seen The
You've
Departed.
seen it?
I have watched The Departed.
Okay.
Leo, that son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's a really good movie.
Nobody ever talks about him boinking that guy's wife.
That's right. Knocking her up.
He's a real hero. Leo's
Who's he get
boinking
with
his.
in that?
He boinking
He's
Matt
slinging
Damon's wife.
dick.
No, Ben Affleck, right?
No.
Nah, he
it's
ain't
A-Rod.
in it.
That's the time, dude.
Yeah. Different movie.
Fucking in Gem.
Wake up, dude.
And Gem was in it too.
Here's a picture. Yeah, he has a bodysuit on, just as we thought. Somebody just sent a picture.
No.
Yeah, he's wearing a bodysuit.
No.
Yeah, I was just showing.
Telling me the internet lied to me.
Well, maybe we might be lying too. They might have lied to us, but I don't think Wahlberg did put on 160 pounds.
Yeah, but if it's a bodysuit, why his arms look so small?
Because that's how big the bodysuit is.
Huh. It's messed up.
By the way, didn't McConaughey like lose 400 pounds
Oh,
to
yeah.
do
He
that
lost
Texas
like
one?
60 pounds.
Dallas
Yeah.
Buyers Club.
So did what's his name? Machinist.
And we thought that was just Christian Bale. We thought that was just him, though. Like he did that, and then he did True Detective, I think, and then he did some. I thought it was just like, oh, this is the McConaughey now. McConaughey's a super small guy.
He won the Academy Award for that.
Oh yeah.
Should have.
You know, I told multiple people that Matt McConaughey is so into his role, he actually injected himself with live HIV virus. And I've had multiple people be like, "Oh,
what's
really?
this guy's
Yeah.
deal?"
They legit thought I was serious.
That's the show. AJ was joking there.
You're a scumbag.
Obviously,
dude.
I'm joking. I was telling you, people were very gullible, even if I made that up.
It's just not a
You're
joke
Ohio
to
State
make,
legend.
AJ. Come on.
Oh, okay. All right, Gum.
We're saying you're a bad guy. This is what Miles Teller's people did to me the other day. And I did 1/90th of what you just did there, bro.
Well, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. That I was praising a guy that he was so good in this role that I thought he must have really had HIV for it.
I tried to get my wife this weekend. We watched the entire Serpent. Okay, it's like 8 hours.
Isn't that dubbed over? Isn't
I
that
can't.
originally
I
in a
can't
different
believe you
language
made
they
it
dubbed
through that whole thing. I'm in the middle of it, and I plan to finish it. That is a long watch. Those are long episodes.
10 hours. 10 hours did it, front to back. How you doing? Keep moving.
Wait, but it's dubbed, right? Isn't it done in a different language and then it's dubbed?
No, what are you talking about?
It's cultured. There's multi-languages involved because this guy was an international problem.
Yeah.
All right, so there's a lot of people involved in this thing. This fucking guy. Back in the day, dude, they did not have rules. They did not live by rules at all.
No checks
Do
and
whatever you
balances.
want. Nobody's going to know anything ever. Nobody's going to know anything. Don't worry about it. It's crazy. Worth a watch, though. Worth a
Okay.
watch. I had no idea it happened, just like Son of Sam. It's crazy. All I'm learning about is just how the terrible things.
Yeah.
That's why you got to watch something positive. Everyone.
How long ago does the Serpent thing take place?
When's Ted Lasso going on? 75?
June 26th.
Thanks. Need it. I need some positivity in everything I'm watching. 1975 to 79. And then there's I'm not going to give away.
It's based on a true story?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All conversations imagined, though, it says.
Okay.
That was an incredible disclaimer. Characters' names and blah, blah, blah have been changed for the sake of the victims or whatever. All dialogue is imagined or whatever. It's like, oh, okay. So we have no idea. All right, good.
You just made everything up.
But it did happen, I guess. It did. Here's the debunking of Mark E. Wahlberg, the Swedish guy.
Oh, good actor, though.
Zoom in there, you can see
Man,
him.
they didn't want this shot out, though. This must have leaked.
Yeah, I mean,
He
everything's
still
wrong.
doesn't look like he's in shape.
Well, he did buy into his character, but
I know, that's what I mean.
He gained 20 pounds, he said.
For his face.
Yeah, but there's no way he could have gained 120 pounds.
Well, I never threw that number out.
Kind of did by saying, no, this was him. He ate 7 meals a day.
Yeah, which, I mean, from his face, if he gained 20 pounds, it looks like he did.
Hey, Marky Mark makes bangers, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's got prosthetics on his face to make his neck and double chin.
Is he wearing them shoes that old De Niro was wearing when he was
I
walking
hope
down the
so.
street?
He might.
Have him be an 8-foot stooge in this next movie.
Oh, he is wearing fat ankles.
The fake cankles.
Yeah.
Cankles.
He's got his fat ankles.
He's probably got boots on. I mean, the guy next to him, though, has great calf to ankle ratio.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that's not great for him.
Get that guy out of there.
All right, let's get out of here, man. Hope everybody has a great week. Hammered Dahns in 53 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
You guys got money to be made, right, Gumpy?
Oh yeah, 15 ball games tonight. NHL matchup, NBA playoffs.
What's the what's NHL tonight?
We got Lightning, Hurricanes.
Hey, Lightning's a wagon.
They are buzzing, my friend.
Lightning is a wagon.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about becoming a fan of them because I do have a house there.
Yeah.
But that'd be Brett Michaels, and I can't do it.
Go Boats. Can't do it. Don't be a sellout.
I'm not paying anybody attention or mind other than Marc-Andre Fleury. He almost cost me fucking $100,000.
Well, he doesn't even start anymore, so you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, they pulled Flower?
Yeah, I took
They
him out.
didn't start the other night. They got their fucking asses kicked. Got beat 7-1.
Hey, the Minnesota Wild.
No.
Next
The
round.
Turns out the Avalanche may be a problem.
The other wagon.
They're plus
Hey, did
250.
they put him in, though? Did they put Fleury in?
No, because they said it was because of rest, so they just let the other guy get the shit kicked out of
I
him.
said plus 250. I was wrong. The Avalanche are heavily favored.
Yeah.
Over
It was
everybody.
plus 250 before that ass kicking that they gave.
Oh, and then it went to
Vegas.
plus 145.
Like, whoa, they're pretty
And they
good.
suspend one of our best players for the next 2 games.
What'd he do?
It's like the league. Well, to be honest, I don't know. I didn't
Stone?
see it, but
Stone?
you know, people aren't. No, Stoner luckily is still playing. Fucking Revo, they
No
suspended
way.
him for 2 games. Goddamn, he popped some guy in the back, and you know.
Can't just ragdoll people, unfortunately.
Why
Yeah,
not?
people were doing that to the Pens the entire first
Why
round.
not?
What are we picking and
Is this,
choosing?
is this fucking hockey or what? Let the boys play, for Christ's sake.
Hey,
Hey, is
Bob.
it Pat? Is it common to sit somebody in a playoff game for rest?
I think the big thing about them.
Not your goalie.
Yeah.
Coach doesn't regret it, he says.
Fuck, this is for the cup. Is it
Bro,
not for the cup anymore?
This is when goalies come to life.
Carey Price.
This is when goalies, Marc-Andre Fleury, Matt Murray,
Tuukka.
This is Tuukka. This is when goalies come. This is when goalies are made in the playoffs. National TV every single night, standing on their head, doing better than the other team. I don't like that they're pulling math. What's that all
This
about?
is similar to what happened last year. Vegas made the switch. They got Robin Lehner, another goalie, at the trade deadline, turned to him for the playoffs, and then during the playoffs, Fleury's agent, Alan Walsh, tweeted out a picture of Fleury with a sword being stabbed through his back with the coach's name on it.
Good Lord.
The agent, when did he put that out? Last year or this year?
Last year.
Yeah, in the bubble. It was electric.
Bro, let's get math to Pittsburgh. They don't like him over there. They don't know how
No,
to
we
treat
love him.
anybody.
Got this fucking bozo for a head coach.
Hey, this guy. Hey, I'm not putting
Flower
flour
back
in
in the
there.
fucking
DeBoer?
game, boys. Jesus.
Bro.
You guys should
Hey, I
try
watched
and
some
get
basketball.
Carey Price, man. If Penn's got Carey Price, I mean.
All right, let's get math back, dude. Don't you think?
They
we just-
tried last summer.
Huh?
They tried to get him back last summer.
Listen, put him on the bench for the rest of the year. Don't let him score that goal, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead. And, I mean, for charity, of course. But come on, man. Come on here. Put math back in Pittsburgh. Let's win another Stanley Cup. Because I'll tell you what, the Boston Bruins team looks good. The Islanders, I mean, they're winning games right now. They are winning games with 2 goalies.
Yeah, luckily.
No, they're just winning, dude. It doesn't matter how you win. Bruins might stink.
If
we know that's not true.
Tuukka is out, the Bruins are in trouble.
Big if there. Big if. Tuukka ain't being out for, more than 2 games.
Hey, what happens if
Okay.
LeBron loses? What if they lose this series?
He'll win again. This game's going to 7.
It's the biggest game of his career tonight, AJ.
Skip did say this is the biggest game of his career. I mean,
I don't know if I believe that.
me neither.
would not
Me
say
neither.
that.
But there is a conversation to be had, especially with Chris Paul coming off an injury, telling coach, like, hell no, I'm playing. He wanted to rest him. Chris Paul said, hell no, I'm playing. Exact quote. Chris Paul, consummate competitor. He's taken on, alongside Devin Booker, LeBron James without AD. AD, whenever he's not on the court, the Los Angeles Lakers are just 1-6 or 1-10 against playoff teams. LeBron's got to put the team on his back tonight, 4 a.m., when the Lakers and Suns battle it out. We will see LeBron score 30-plus points and get a win at plus 520, or get a triple-double and try to help out everybody else on the team since AD is out, and that's plus 490 or something right now.
Yeah, I'd definitely take that triple-double because it's going to be tough for the boys to get a W tonight, unless LeBron scores 50.
He might.
They're up to plus 5.5, so everybody is on the Suns.
Oh, yeah. Except for Foxy.
It smells like poop again.
Yeah,
I
it's
was just gonna say,
fucking- Look, I'm waiting for a
does.
cloud to come out of somewhere.
Well, do your fucking job, dude. You hear me? This
That's a
thing.
Mickey Mouse candle.
Not gonna work.
I mean, come on.
That's
bro.
apple cinnamon, dude. That's nice.
It is a good one.
Yeah.
That ain't fucking triple B.
When it's apple cinnamon season
Yeah.
at the mall, when these ones are all at the front,
nothing
and you
better.
walk by, it is great.
Falls in the air.
You just smell like, oh, here we go, football. Like, oh, it's Jesus' birthday coming. Oh, you hear all that stuff. But right now, it's just getting beat like a fucking drum by this shit smell. It's just like, you're just laying down. You're supposed to show up for us. We sent Mitt to go get you this morning because there's another shit smell over there. And what do? Can't fucking show up to the occasion.
Come on.
What are you, a Pittsburgh Pirate, dude?
Whoa.
Yeah, that's how bad it's playing. Worst baseball play in the history of baseball, they say.
Yeah.
By far.
Go Cubs, go.
So funny, Jay.
Nothing. Just how bad the play was.
Hey,
And I know
love it.
jack shit about baseball. But
I know nothing about baseball, but I do know that all that guy had to do was step on first.
yeah, just touch first there, fella.
By the way, I put out a tweet, sell the team, because that's in reference to me telling the Pirates to sell the team beforehand and getting attacked by Pirates bloggers about how I don't know baseball, which is right. But I do know the Pirates are an embarrassment. That happens. Sell the team, a little bit of a callback. That gets like 11,000 retweets. So that's going to call in people that are super baseball. And I got a bunch of plays that I have not performed my best, just shoved down my throat by these baseball purists. Did they decide to cut you or sell you because you did this? It's like, no, but if I did it every single fucking year like the Pirates do, I think they would have cut me, unlike the Pirates. So,
You didn't say cut the player. You said sell a team.
well, also, let's get that guy out.
That guy's got to go.
Get a new first baseman.
It's not his fault.
It was his fault.
But I'm saying you can have a mental lapse sometimes, especially when you're a Pittsburgh Pirate.
True. Were they getting beat by 15 at that? I don't remember.
No, they weren't
Was it a
tied.
close game?
It was 2 nights before that. It was 20.
They lost that game by 1, so it was actually a pretty big
Take
run.
it easy, though, okay?
Pivotal
Pittsburgh
play.
would be a big baseball city if that team played baseball ever good.
Beautiful
Two outs
ballpark.
around, too.
2 out.
Oh, yeah.
That one step of the base would end it all.
All right, that's the show, AJ.
Wait, there was 2 outs on that play?
Yeah, that was
Oh,
the
makes
big
it bad.
issue.
Oh, yeah.
That's 2 outs.
All right, I'm going to run ticker trivia real quick here across the bottom.
Here we go. How's your golf game looking? Good?
Hey.
I'm glad standing in your backyard you feel really good about your golf.
Listen, I work in the dark so that when the lights come on,
But you don't because
The
the only
show
reason I knew
comes
you were
out.
hitting balls, I saw Sam tweet it or Instagram something.
you think Sam is tweeting out every time I'm hitting balls, pal? Nah. I got a new move, though. I got a new move.
Yes. No, I definitely. There's never a chance. But the fact that you're turned into tin cup with different, you're gonna have little things hanging off your arms.
No.
Stupid contraptions.
My move is my golf swing, and I found my golf swing.
Oh, what'd you change?
Listen, it's coming out of my pocket. I'm hitting the draw now. I mean, I felt like I was controlling it this weekend in the backyard. Who knows how far it was going? In the club that I was using, we'll never ever see a course because it is strictly backyard through rainstorm club that sits out there. It's an 8-iron, but I felt real good about the move. I was coming inside out on that thing. I mean, I was following.
I don't know what
through.
that means. I don't understand any of that stuff.
That's the problem, and that's why you got hustled here, pal.
You had
All right?
Bubba Watson on the show, and you said, "Look, I just know when I take my takeaway's got to be inside out or something." Bubba's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I just swing and play."
And by the way, Bubba's a guy who might beat me on that senior tour the weekend that I decide to go.
Oh, he might. He might beat you.
He might not be there, but with the move that I found inside of me this weekend,
look out.
I think everybody's potentially in trouble. What if I make the PGA and make a cut in the next 15 years or whatever, next 16 years? Is it double?
You know what's weird is sometimes I'm like, man, you live in this weird little world of this rich guy that gets to have fun and have all this cool stuff, smoke
Wealthy
dope
guys.
and do what you want.
Wealthy
But the more you talk about golf, the more I realize you are just like the majority of 30 to 50-year-old guys that I ever see when they talk about their golf game. Like you're very, very relatable. I think it's good. It makes you relatable.
I'm not. This is me being me.
Talking
You hear
about
me?
talking about swing changes to me. And
I got a new move. I got a new move.
Yeah.
I got a new move.
Did you ever have a move before that?
Well,
What was wrong with the move?
I was told by a professional golfer that, hey, you got a pretty good move.
Yeah.
Okay, I was told that, but I said, you know what? Let me tweak it a little bit. I watched the Golf Fix. I got a new move. It's coming right out of my pocket. You know what that means?
No, I have no idea.
The hips are getting around, pal.
Activating the hips.
That means the hips are getting around there, and then woo, it's coming out of the pocket, pal.
So you're hitting a draw now.
Oh. I mean, that thing's going up and coming back down.
And, that's kind of dangerous because that turns into a duck hook. And I think Lee Trevino said I can talk to a fade, but a hook won't listen.
Listen, a slice ain't listening either. That thing's got his mind of its own. All right, you're trying to live in between there. I got a fade and a draw. I'm not sure how many more shots you need at this point.
So how do you hit your fade then? If this new move out of your pocket is making a draw, how are you going to fade that?
I just won't think, and I'll just swing, and it's a natural fade. You know what I mean? What's so funny?
I love new moves. I usually make the joke too, like when I have multiple horrendous shots in a row. I'm like, oh, guys, I'm going through a swing change. You know it takes a couple
I am going through a swing change because now there's
Exactly.
$20 million on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get a good swing. Let's get a repeatable swing. That's what I'm trying to think about. Let's get a repeatable swing. Let's get some control on this ball. Let's go ahead and get this $20 million a lot earlier than later is what I'm thinking about.
I mean, keep thinking, man. I enjoy watching the process. Let me see that. Take it right out of that pocket.
Bang, pow. You see? Then I'm pang, pow,
Out of that pocket seems like it would be a slice.
pang, poom, pow.
Wow.
It's going.
Oh, you're definitely gonna hook it. I can see you're
activated.
grabbing, you're gripping that club like your grip is way too tight.
Walker's out last year. Oh shit, we're getting credit for something. Breaking news out of Mike Garafolo. Mike Garafolo, obviously of NFL Network, is saying that free agent tight end Delaney Walker is flying to Santa Clara for a workout with the 49ers tomorrow. sources telling him. Perhaps another stint with the Niners for Walker, who was with them from 2006 to 2012. Walker sat out last year, but said on the Pat McAfee Show in December he would play in 21. Shout out to Garofalo. We appreciate that. Yeah. He did tell us that, and he said he didn't feel like the COVID protocol coming off an injury was the right time to come back, was staying in shape. Incredible football player. The Niners working him out. I assume Shanahan's okay with adding Delaney Walker to that already talented roster over there. He's going to have to pass a physical, but I'm betting he's in a pretty good spot. Congrats to him and to the Niners.
Yeah, that's awesome that he gave you credit too, and he must have went back and found Garofalo, right? That he was on in December.
You think he had the notes? He had his notes. Hey, give fellow Paisan Pat McAfee credit when Delaney comes back.
Maybe he just has like in his notes section, he has a bunch of players, and Delaney Walker was in there. Search Delaney Walker, outline of what he has done and said. He also has a great boat right now.
Oh, yeah. Cigarette boats.
I wonder if it's in the notes section. Like, also mentioned he has the fastest cigarette boat in Florida right now. He's flying around on that
Going
water.
like 400 miles an hour.
It's wild.
He's awesome. Him and Eric Walden fought every time we played.
Nice.
And then Eric Walden became teammates, and I assume they just got along together.
Probably had to.
That's the guy you want in your locker room. That's the guy you want in your locker room. And in your dock. All right, that's a show. That's a show, AJ. I might go golf, to be honest.
Good luck.
Nice.
I might go see if this
Got
move.
bids. Try the move out.
You should.
I might see if this move. What's that, Zito? Oh, yeah, trivia. We'll do it tomorrow. Trivia will be tomorrow.
Let's go.
All right, we'll do a trivia tomorrow.
Okay.
I said I was going to do it earlier, though.
People say things all the
There's
time.
always tomorrow.
You're building it up, though,
You could
for
do
tomorrow.
Tomorrow, big trivia day.
Big trivia day.
Big trivia day.
Like kicker trivia, the 5 questions that scroll throughout.
Yeah, we'll do something. We got to change the rules, though, I think. We got to make sure we know the answers.
Yeah.
That's one thing we got to make sure.
Number one. Oh, no, Boots.
Boots.
Oh, Boots.
That's a shame. And we got to be more specific. Like, can't have the ats of the answers because they don't show up in the search.
Yeah.
We're going to have to be a little bit more thorough in our description so that everybody can win. But I think tomorrow we have 5 winners.
Oh, wow.
$1,000 each.
Okay.
$5,000 up for grabs tomorrow on Ticker Trivia. You have to know things that we have said in the past. You have to know things that are going on in the world. And you have to know how to operate Twitter. So
Hell yeah.
go ahead and get that thing done. I wish we could do it just for the YouTube commenters, but until they make it as easy as Twitter does, it's going to be tough to give away money in YouTube. You know what I mean, AJ?
I mean, the first thing you should probably shore up is just make sure that you know the answers. Whatever questions you put out, make sure you know the correct answer.
We learned. Hey, we made a mistake.
We know now.
We made a mistake.
Trial and error.
We made a mistake. Life is filled with decisions that you're going to look back upon and go, why'd you do that? Well, in this particular case, we did that so we could get to this point where we don't make that mistake again.
As long as you learned from it.
Bingo.
And, apologize and take blame for what you did, it shouldn't be an issue.
It's either a win and a learn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's either a win or a learn.
That's right.
And that's what we're doing here with this Ticker Trivia.
Hell yeah.
Good for us, AJ.
Except for your golf game. That is not a win or learn. That is lose continuously.
Whoa.
Your
Dude.
negativity,
You're
AJ.
wrong. 31 years, I just found my move. You hear me?
Well, you didn't realize you were left-handed until you were 33.
Nah, he's always been a right-handed golfer.
He's right.
It's a different sport, dude.
I mean, right-handed golfer, left-handed baseball doesn't make much sense.
It does, and it's going
What
to
are you
cost
in
you
hockey?
$20
Okay,
million.
what are you in hockey?
Both, like Sydney. I use flat stick.
Smart.
Yeah.
I use flat stick. I toss it back and forth.
Ambidextrous.
You know what I mean? Just like in ping pong, I tried to do that until the Oculus ruined it.
Yeah.
I had 2 forehands in ping pong. Everybody says, "Oh, you don't know what you're doing." No, I had 2 good forehands. Everything's a forehand to me, pal. And then the Oculus, like, nope, can't toss it over. That's going to be tough to do. So it kind of ruined my game. I watched some ping pong pros, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I gotta. Hey, I think
Okay.
that's another one I could go at.
Okay.
I think I could make bottom tier team somewhere in Olympics. I think I could at this point. I'm going to have to dedicate a lot of time. Cornhole's another one. I'm going to have to dedicate a lot of time, but these are all chapters of my life. I'm going to have to dedicate a lot of time too, but I think I'll be able to, at least attack with a earnest effort. I think I have a couple different things I could try.
I mean, you go to the Olympics for golf as well.
I just need to be top 50 in golf.
Yeah, come on.
In the champion. I don't need to, the Olympics don't need to happen, won't happen, okay? Not trying to beat anybody that's really good. Just need to be in top 50 in one event in one weekend where maybe there's only 40 people there. Then I automatically win, which is awesome.
Yep.
Good for me, bad for you. The ping pong, though, hey, I feel really good. I was watching some pros this weekend on their highlights and everything.
Have you ever seen Phil Mick? Phil Mick, there's a clip of him when he's playing at the Ryder Cup. I don't think you could beat Phil.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, I did see that clip. And
Phil put some nasty spin on that thing.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Yeah, he does. He's going to need it because there's some nasty spin coming back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I too spin the ball, AJ. You know what I mean? While you're taking care of 7 kids, I'm in there playing fucking Oculus ping pong, pal, against Cat Ty. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
With a ranking of like top 50 in the entire Oculus.
Damn.
You ever play? You never play.
No, I've been playing the show. MLB The Show has been the game
yeah.
as of late.
I'm getting in on that, I heard.
Yeah, it is incredible.
Good move.
I'm going to take a guy all the way through, I think.
Taking it to the bigs. Save the Pirates. Save the franchise.
I'm in the middle of trying to win a World Series. It's difficult.
It's not easy to win a World Series.
Nah, there's a lot of locker room drama. I mean, I had to make some moves before the trade deadline just to get the clubhouse right. But we're on our way.
Yeah, you got to have people that buy in.
Yeah. Exactly.
Tell them who the team cancer was.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Shohei Ohtani was a massive
No.
problem.
This is in your game. It's not real life. Let's get to a break. Let's get to a break. 19 hours, 35 minutes. We'll see you. Or 20 hours, 35 minutes. We'll see you again tomorrow. Turns out I have a new favorite baseball player of all time.
Hell yeah.
Jacob DeGrom.
Jacob DeGrom. This guy's batting 4-something and pitching 100 and something.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's a fucking stud.
Team stinks.
Not as bad as the Angels do, though. So
true.
If the Mets could ever get it together, man, their pitching staff is absurd.
Isn't that baseball?
Yeah.
It's a big part of it.
Yeah, but they just lose games. Their bullpen stinks. Like they just find a way to lose.
They do get Thor back after the All-Star break.
Get Shohei on the Mets, dude. Get his ass on the Mets. Get DeGrom and Shohei together.
Yeah.
I think we're coming towards Ohtani not pitching anymore.
No.
It feels as if he pitches like every 2 weeks. Like,
how's he doing when he's up there?
Not great.
Incredible.
2 very different answers.
I do not watch baseball, so do not believe me.
She just lied. It's going to happen.
They should just make him the closer, though, man. You just bring him out of the pen for 1 inning, just throw gas. Like,
hey, all right. Let him just, get his coming out of the goddamn.
Yeah.
Won't
he be coming out of the outfield?
Yes.
Yeah. What if they picked him up with the old golf cart from right field, drove him into the mound?
That'd be sweet.
Had him stand on the back
Dirt
of it.
bike. Maybe a dirt bike.
Make it happen.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Get him to the Mets, too, so we can have that other guy.
True.
All right, that's a show. See you later. What do we got? $5,000 up for grabs tomorrow?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. Fresh out of the weekend. Here we go.
Let's go.
Here we go.
There's good stuff. I'm going to go work on my move.
Yeah.
I'm going to go work on my move, AJ.
Yeah. Take that thing right out of the pocket.
You see the issue with your golf swing, AJ?
So who did you hear talk about this move?
Huh?
Who talked about this move to where you learned that?
Golf did. You ever heard of it?
Okay, come on. Yeah.
I'm taking it here.
Oh, that's a hook for sure.
You don't fucking know golf, dude.
Look at your right hand, man. Your right hand is so tight and over. Oh, it's right in the woods in the left.
Dude, my V's are lined up, dude. The V's. Hey, here's half your problem. Anyways, the V's are lined up. You hear me?
Cool.
Boom, pow, bang.
Wow, it's in the hole. That's an eagle.
That's a walk-off.
It's $20 fucking million you owe me right there. Just in that. Think about that. Isn't that crazy?
That's all it takes, man. It's unbelievable.
There's people that can't afford a dinner out there.
Yeah.
There's people that are struggling every single day. This guy's going to lose $20 million because of a move I just debuted this weekend.
Unbelievable.
You lose,
That
Hawk.
is absolutely insane. It stinks to be you, pal.
Sorry, AJ.
You lose.
Hey, Foxy, Zito, whoever, someone mark this spot because over time, I want to know how many more moves Pat comes up with, and we're going to need to put them together in one compilation.
Yeah, build it with Arsenal, dude. Exactly.
Yeah, Klon.
Yeah, Klon.
He has so many moves.
I only got one move right now, and it's worth $20 million, I think.
But then you have, but that's when you want your draw. When you want your fade, it's just, hey, just don't think about it. Move.
Bingo.
Hell yeah.
That's why the caddy's here.
That's right.
All right? Tell me the yardage, give me the club, I'm going to swing. Now, if this is a dog leg left now, okay, I got to move for that.
Let's do it.
I even bent it around a tree on a property, hit the barn, which had a car inside of it. Not on purpose, but it did draw.
Sturdy barn, now you know.
Yeah, and it was a hook that he was referring to. Got that fixed out.
That's right.
I already got that fixed.
Trial and error.
Already got that fixed. Let's go to the course. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. $5,000 up for grabs. Can't thank you enough. Hope you had a great weekend.